Hello. I made it. Hello, everyone. You'll have to forgive me. I'm a little tired. It's been a couple of days. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I'm alive, just about. Oh. We're here to do some Raid Shadow Legends. I'm currently on the free-to-play. Kind of trying to get enough silly magic potions for my Alice. Which, you know, kind of works. She kind of needs some accuracy for this boss. I did not get the cat, but I did get something better than the cat. Although, to be fair, I haven't pulled my prisms yet. I'm waiting until Friday, so. Better. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Definitely better. Have I done everything? Oh, I need to win some campaign battles. It should be. They always tend to run the prisms all the way through unless they've cut it a day earlier. Have they cut it a day earlier? If they have... Cheeky, they've cut it a day earlier. Little cheeky. All right, I guess we have a prism to pull. Cheeky. Hello, cat. What? You're making noise. Hello? Yes. What's going on? What? Yes. Right. Lots of drama at the Feline Express. Okay. Yeah, they started daily. I didn't think of that. Normally it runs through. All right, I might as well pull it when we go to the main account. Let me just get these a few last dailies sorted out, and we'll go from there. Got Aspect of Siroth. Do you have a recommendation whether it's better for Marius or Rhodus? I mean, if it gives crit damage and it's the only crit damage thing you can give Marius, then Marius gains from it. But Rhodus can abuse it pretty heavily, so I know a lot of people are abusing it like that. So, yeah. Hey, Pavel. I don't know where she's gone now, the cat. She's vanished. She hath vanished from us. My Alice is kind of broken, guys. Not gonna lie. I might have the strongest Alice in the free-to-play right now. Of the creators. She's a little bit disgusting. I'm kind of waiting on all the champion training, though, because there's a champion training event tomorrow, so I'm trying not to use too much of that. I should do more of this, but I'll be honest, I can't really be bothered for a lot of it. That's... Yes. Yeah, it is disgusting. I'll show you how crazy it is right now. I can create one of these. That's kind of bad. Let's just go, I don't know. Quick battle that. Let's see if we do it in one key. Oh, we did, 4.9 mil. Nice, I should be able to do, I can't quick battle yet because you got to be able to one key. Current maximum damage dealt for one key for this clan boss is 3.06 mil. To be honest, I've not really tried this. She'd probably die. Yeah, my Alice right now, she is in Savage. She's only 3-star ascended. I already have this coming. This is already on its way. She's currently a little strong. I mean, she's not very quick, don't get me wrong, but, you know, that's because we've only... Oh, yeah, I did get Speed Ascension as well. So we could just do that, you know. Get a little bit more speed there. Oh, we did get... Oh. Did get an attack percentage chest as well. And we did get attack percentage gloves. You know, she's a little strong. She does kind of one pump stuff to infinity and beyond. It's actually quite disgusting. Like, I'll kind of show you how much damage she kind of does. That was 112,000. And she's kind of good for clan boss because she just A1s all the time. So you just A1 all the time and you just kind of do a lot of damage. This isn't really set up to do much damage at the top of the moment. I'm just kind of pumping out what I can. You know, she keeps it going. The idea is Royal Guard is meant to be us putting the decrease defense, and then Tyrell just puts the decrease attack. But I mean, there's no life still in this team. Like, they'll die pretty quickly. I've not really pushed clan boss yet because I've been a bit behind on getting rank 6s. So I'm a little bit behind everyone else because I've only got one rank 6 right now. But you know, we can do a good chunk of damage there, get some decreased attack going. And when you're using Alice on clan boss, you kind of just want to A1 all the time because she always will triple hit. Pretty much. A1 is always a triple hit. And you can also strip the decreased attack. See, you can drop the attack buff down, which is quite handy. Right, it's really handy for things like magic keep. Oh, Sabbatha. I should probably revive Tyrell. I don't know why I haven't yet. She's probably going to die now because I didn't revive Tyrell. There we go. So that's kind of like what I do. I just A1 all the time. And she kind of does a good job. But like I said, I haven't really focused on clan boss, so like it's fine. But you can see like she's out damaging Kale. I know she has masteries and Kale doesn't have War Master, but she's out damaging the poisons just on raw hit damage. She's not even 6-star yet, so I have no banner, I have no amulet, I have no extra base stats. So you know, and that will get me like warrior chest. It'll do. I just don't really care about clan boss right now because I'm not pushing these levels, right? These guys have got multiple 6-stars. What, you've got a Neri? Oh my god. That's too much. Some of these raiders. Wait, Broken Not Dead got Kyoku? The hell? The hell are these people? Ultimate Death Knight for Boomer. YST obviously with his Mad Hatter. I've not pulled a legendary yet on the free to play. Wait, we're winning Chimera Clash. We're winning Chimera Clash with our 1 million damage. Okay, it's not really going to help because it didn't do anything. What did I do? I think I did like, I don't know, 1 million. Something stupid. So. Can I even do Faction Wars? Oh, I can. Problem is I don't have enough elves. So. Hey, Chloe. Hello, hello. Where was your message? By the way, I'm live. To be honest, it was hit and miss. It was hit and miss. So that'll be why. So hit and miss. But hey. How does protection 9-piece... I'm just checking up on some of these questions here. Sorry, guys, I was distracted. How does protection 9-piece work with buff spread? The person who is spreading the buff must be the person in protection. When you debuff spread and when you protection spread, the spreader, the champion that is moving the buffs is the one that needs to be in protection, because the ownership of the buff changes when you spread, if that makes sense. It would be the same like if you put Riho debuffs up on someone, Riho isn't the one that needs to have Feral. It'll be whoever's spreading the debuff. So you're not invisible. Nobody's invisible. Doing referral counts on this call. Is it better to do 12-6 hard or to push brutal? It's only worth doing brutal if you can do to stage 12 brutal. Otherwise, you might as well stay in hard if you want to count XP. Team with a single affinity. All right, I'm sure we can find someone with a single affinity. Apparently, we don't have a single affinity. Just do that. So. Fyna is very good, but very niche good. Very niche good. No, you wouldn't do that, Chloe. Come on now. So yeah. You see what I pulled? I pulled 3 Legos now. Our man's Michinaki and Fyna. Good God, that's crazy. Did we officially decide where I live in Lord of the Rings? It's not Mordor. Where would I live in Tolkien world? If I had my choice, it would probably be First Age, and it would probably be like Beleriand. Probably like Nargothrond. Good old days. Not Third Age stuff. First Age stuff. Yeah, I could. I'm currently stuck on Agreth, though. I'm currently like hard capped on Agreth, which is very frustrating. I know how to beat it. I just don't have the power to beat it yet because I need like the right setup, and I can't survive, basically. I just take too many poison damage. If I basically just switch out Alice into like a lifesteal piece, I can probably beat it, but I just don't know if I can be bothered to like spend 1 million silver to do it right now. Kale can do it if I actually had him built in any sort of decent gear, but there's a Parter event. I don't know. I mean, I was expecting a Titan. I'll be honest. I feel like I've been baited again in the sense that I didn't do the summon rush because I was like, the extra summon rush will surely have something special going on, and they didn't really put anything special. I mean, I'm not going to complain. The 1+1 was good, but so no, I wouldn't live in Eregion. Eregion's Third Age. I mean, it's technically First Age as well. I'm talking Beleriand, the land that was destroyed. There's opportunist stacks with different CC. No, just once. If they're under a CC, you get it once. So. Oh, come on, Jizzo, please. You like the name of this character, Chloe? It's called Jizzo. I'm not making it up. That's what they've called it. To prove a point, I didn't make it up. He's actually called... Which one is he? Like, Lizardman? He's actually called Jizzo. Just saying. Read what you want. It is what it is. And it's probably because the camera's not zoomed in enough. It's normally at 120%. I probably zoomed it in a little bit too far. That's probably why. Yeah, so I'm kind of stuck on this at the moment. I can't really beat it because I take too much damage from the poisons. And I don't have any healing, and I don't have any like way to really do it. I tried a couple of strategies around Leech, but she doesn't like. If I get her amulet and if I ascend her up to rank 5, maybe I can do it. Like potentially I can do something like this, and maybe like Skull Crusher. I could use Warcaster actually. That could be someone we could do. Shield set I could put in as well. That's another option I've got. Like she can wave clear very comfortably. No, because the thing is, the thing about Agreth, it doesn't really matter whether you have HP or not, because it's poisons. If I add 10,000 poisons, I still take like the same amount of damage because it's not damn. I forgot I needed Hoscaril. Damn. I needed Hoscaril. I might be able to do it with Skull Crusher, but we'll see. I needed Hoscaril because I can't kill Wave 2 without having Wave 3 ready. So. Yeah, Paragon is a solution. Because obviously you just put Paragon in and deflect. I mean, you still need a deflection set, though. Really? Come on. So I can't use the A2 here because I need the A2 for the next wave. So I have to kind of like rely on this and not take that much damage because otherwise it's a restart. But I don't actually know if I can do it, to be honest, because I've tried with Ugo trying to cleanse and that didn't work. And I don't think Ally Protection is going to help me here. Could be wrong. That's disappointing. I got a good stun there. Which is frustrating because I can get so high on the Doom Tower without, you know, this blocking stage here. Let's do that to get rid of those two. So this is the problem. We take a lot of poisons right at the start. Can't really survive it. I can do this. A1. That's going to extend the debuff. Clear them out. And put ally protection up, but you watch the damage I'll take here. Boom. Now, I'm trying with this to see if just the extra damage will help. But I don't know, because she's pretty much dead. Poisons to get some out. A1 to get some healing. But the moment the boss takes a turn, I'm dead, basically. And this is the issue I've got. I can't get past half health. No matter what I do. Like, if I cleanse, I just don't have enough. I don't have enough upfront damage to be able to kill the boss, which is the issue. Now, I could pretty much just scrap off Kale because I don't think he's helping anyway. I need some CC because I need to be able to do that. I need a decreased defense. So it could be like Tyrell. And I need her for damage. And I could probably take you away and try that. Could be work. Yeah, but the problem is you revive, you lose a turn, and then I'm all out of like the spiderlings come back then, I just get poison blasted again. So you gotta kill it pretty quickly. If I had resistance, I would basically do the resistance Kale build, but Kale's only level 6 at 50, so he's not able to like heal enough because you need the War Master to heal. See, I've done that wrong now because I might be okay though because I should be able to reset, hopefully with a passive. to say, yeah. I don't know, though, because if I don't have the AoE, this is a fail. I get a feeling it's not going to reset. Yeah, and also the sequence is going to be wrong because I can't have him going before her, so she needs to AoE, then I need to put decreased defense, then I need to counterattack. Can I just take him out of the vault a second? Because it's kind of annoying that these two are in the vault. Okay, so that kind of worked, but I need to just adjust Tyrell's speed because he can't go before her. So he needs to be a little bit slower because she's like... Unless I can speed her up. Do I have speed cliff? Oh, I do. Throw out a bit of attack percent. Or else can I squeeze a little speed? All of it matters. Lovely. Okay, that should put her up to 160. So we might be good now. How many books? I've not booked her. She's doing this damage unbooked. She doesn't need the books. She's like, yeah, I got you. You're all dead. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people say about the artifact enhancement event has been changed to gear enhancement, and what does that mean? Honestly, someone probably just typed it differently. I don't think you need to read too far into it. We might have to restart if I've lost too much health here. I could probably do that. I had to start again on the challenge, but when I view the headboards, it still shows my other account instead of my new one. Current stats position. What can I do to fix this? You can DM me your number of the account you're currently playing, and I can probably remove the other one. If you DM me on Discord, the you're playing, I can probably clean it up. I took a lot of damage on this one, so now this should work better because I can do that. Boom. Drop defense. Counter attack, and it's whether or not I survive. I probably won't, because I took too much damage, but it might be enough to see how we go. See, I just don't get enough damage out. She needs another, like, A1. I'm not even getting close, so I don't know. I'm kind of hard stuck here. I hate Agreth Doom Towers because it's one of those things you can either blast through or you can't, and there's just no real way around it. Like I'm just too far behind on damage here. I mean, I have no cleanse, so that it's like Ugo removes one poison. It's not going to do it. You know, I could look at a shield set, but I'm pretty sure I sold them all. I don't know. It's one of those things. Yeah, I mean, I could. I think I've still got one, or did I get rid of them? I may have got rid of it. It's a good point. I could just go farm. Yeah, I could just go farm a Spirit Host. I obviously fed one. I'm kind of clogged up on champions at the moment because I'm waiting for the champion training event. But yeah, I could probably just get a spirit host and it'll be done then. It's not a big problem. So we'll probably pick up a spirit host and I'll do that. What's the other faction was? Oh, I can't really do Night Rev. Oh, I could. I got Sabbather, but I can't bother to wait for that. But we do need to blast a few keys here just to get this done. So I guess we basically just farm this one for now. So I didn't really think about that. So no, I don't have any yet. So I don't even think I've unlocked Hydra yet. Like I said, I kind of fell behind when I did the tournament for the Queen's tournament. But yeah. I don't regret making Alice my first 60 though. She is pumping some good damage there. So I don't know why they don't update the gear artifact enhancement to include things like Ascension, right? You're enhancing a piece of gear, it's the same thing, so I don't see why it's a problem. It should just be ascending, upgrading, not a problem, you know? I did actually get Kale Masteries and I got Alice Masteries. And I've invested a lot of gems into Masteries. I have 3 champions with Masteries, but only 160 at the moment. Just for various different things. Like Royal Guard's got Masteries, Kale's got Masteries, and Alice has Masteries. So I'm close. I'll probably get another 6-star tomorrow. Haven't decided who. It's probably going to have to be Kale or Royal Guard. It probably will be Royal Guard, actually. If I'm being honest. I think Royal Guard, Fire Knight makes sense, so. Well, the thing about Dungeon Divers, though, it is a little bit different. Dungeon Divers is the wrong word. It's actually get artifacts. And you don't get artifacts from Shogun and Sand Devil. So, in essence, it's not a Dungeon Divers as so much as it's a get gear. So I can understand why it's more complicated because the point scoring system is different. For example, in order for you to get points in Dungeon Divers, you need to get an artifact. Well, you don't get that. So they could expand it to the other systems. But with artifact enhancement, for example, it shouldn't be too, like, it's a bit different because you're enhancing a piece of gear. So therefore it is tied. So I can kind of see conceptually why Dungeon Divers don't work because actually Dungeon Divers is not diving dungeons. It's getting pieces of gear. So it's a little bit different, you know. But to your point, they are dungeons. So either the name needs more clarity or it should be expanded. Hey, Sniper. But it's like we don't have a Shogun tournament either. So I'm like, where's the Shogun tournament? I probably spend the least amount of time in... Like, Shogun is the one that I don't spend an awful lot of time in because I always forget it's there. Right, cool. Free to play can go on a chill. I've got no shards. I pulled everything, so... We do still have a Sabbather. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that one yet. You know, I can't be bothered to pull any more shards, so... Over to the free to play, to the main account we go, where I've got lots of things to do. So... But the free-to-play is coming along all right. We'll get a bit more acceleration tomorrow when I get 6-star. I'm just a bit behind everyone, so. Would you farm level 30 dungeon with a 2-minute team or level 20 with an 8-second duo? Depends, Curry. If you need gear, level 30. If you just want the tournament, level 20 is better anyway. So, new raid TikTok filter. You're all right. Cool. Now, I still need some summon rush points. I've been waiting for some sort of ancient thing, but, like, I'm 5381, 6850. I'm like, what? I'm a bit behind. How much is left? 1469? So I need like 36 ancient shards. I was waiting to see if they were going to do some sort of ancient shard thing. But they haven't given us any ancient shards. So I'm like, I either need to pull 36 ancient shards or, you know, how many is it? 6850 minus 5381 is what? 1469. 1469 divided by 120. So 12 void shards or 7 primals. Like, I don't want to pull my primal shards, I'll be honest. But there was just no ancients, and I could just burn gems, but I kind of don't like. I don't want to do that. Our siege, by the way, was a bit of a joke because let's just say they didn't even put defenses up. Can't see because my my face is in the way, but like they didn't even put defenses up, so we kind of demolished the whole siege this time. So maybe we'll finally get the Shadowkin amulet. Maybe. Maybe. That's possible. But we said the Prism isn't going to go anywhere, so we might as well pull the Prism. I would love a Feral, I'll be honest. Out of all of this, the Feral will be the one that I want the most. I don't really have a need for anything else. If I get another Melga, cool, but it's going to be an epic. Oh, I have no space. Damn. Again, I have no space because I'm waiting for champion training tomorrow. But we might just ignore champion training. Okay. Well, I said I wouldn't mind another Melga, didn't I? We'll take it. Not quite the thing I was hoping for, but hey. That does make a +4 Melga a reality. Good old +4 6-star Melga. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, but I still need to finish the fusion. So, like, when's the fusion end? In 1 day. So I kind of like, I've got the Sabbathers there, I think. Where are they at the moment? So they're all at 5-star at the moment. So I've in a bit of like a training limbo, and I still want the legendary materials. So I need to get 36. So I could just trade in my gems to get my 36, which would be what? Nah, it's like 36 divided by 11. So I need to buy like 3 times 900. So I could trade in 2,700 gems for some ancient shards, because ancients are probably the most efficient way to do it. Effectively, because they didn't really put any sort of like ancient shard pack, but it's the best way to do it because it's double points. You know, I mean, how many is this? Like, this one's actually not bad. It's probably a terrible pack. It is probably terrible, if I'm being honest. It's probably the worst pack that I could buy. Let's have a look. $24.99. That's gonna give me 6, 4, 2. It's bad. I mean, how many points is that? That's like 200 plus 200 plus. I mean, it would be enough to get me where I want to be, but I think. He says. Like 1,000. Actually, it wouldn't even be enough. I mean, I could just convert the gems, or like this would probably be enough. Like 11 times 120 is probably enough. Yeah. Because I do want to get this 100 for another legendary summon. I'm saving them all up. Right, I've got quite a lot already. I'm saving them all up, but I do want to get another one. I just need to update my tracker, actually. Did I put them in? Yeah, I did. Is there any new events that have started? Finite. When does Finite end? 14 hours tomorrow on the 24th. I mean, I ain't gonna do it because I'll probably lose, you know, but because it's 75 materials here. I mean, I've been tracking basically how many materials you got throughout the entire thing so far, so that we have like I'm kind of doing a bit of a thing where at the end of the whole thing I'll see how many I could have got. It's like 75 in the Queen's tournament this time. That's didn't happen last time. And that ends on the 25th. Something on the Sand Devil one, is there? No, good. The Sand Devil's just standard. People go crazy for it though. Look, 7,000. Yeah, I'm not pulling them because I'm going to do a video at the end. But like, I mean, so far we've basically had... So far, if you've won everything, you've done everything, we would be looking at 900 epic materials, 350 rare materials, and 425 legendary materials with one guaranteed relic. That's how much it's been in the pool so far. Where's he got 3 of them? My god, that's mental. I've not been keeping track. Really, I've not been keeping track. Yeah, I kind of pushed one tournament, but I've just not bothered with the rest because I've always been drafted in. I leave it and see how bad it's going to be, and they're normally just terrible, so... They're just normally terrible, you know? What do we do? Do we just convert gems? Do we pick up 11 voids? I mean... Prism's not a bad thing, but it wouldn't pull prisms. I should say, what did I get for my 1+1? What did I get for my 1+1? Do you ask? Well. YST will be happy because we got this. This is a brand new one. I had 2 non-dupes. So YST will be happy because I've joined the clan now. This might even summon YST, but it's kind of cool. Only thing is, his kind of like one moment in glory when he used to be really, really good in Fyna is kind of lost now because I feel like he's just been power crept. So where he was really good in Fyna hard, he's not anymore. But what I did get is the Fyna. We did get the Fyna, which was kind of a hype moment. I would be more excited. I'm just super tired. So that's why you're not seeing like super excited me. I'm just tired. But this is why the stream is titled new champion to try out, because outside of Alaz and probably Odin, she is the only one that can deal with ram form. That's why she's so good. She's the only one outside of those two that can actually give you access to ram form damage, because you can get block damage on someone. Which is kind of crazy. It's why I was super excited. So why is she quite good? Well, firstly, you get these. Increase attack, increase crit rate, increase crit damage. If you can get one extra high elf, you get an extra turn. If you get another one, it's a cleanse. And if you get another one, it's protected debuffs. Now, it's difficult to get 3 high elves in a Chimera run, but ideally, you kind of want to get one. We get a passive here whenever a buff is placed on an ally, you get turn meter. Really, really good. Think of it like a very budget form of Senna. The way that when she does continuous heal, you get turn meter. It's very budget form, but it's very good. And again, if you can get an extra ally, you're gonna basically remove the, not quite, but you basically counteract the counterattack penalty. This is basically normally when you counterattack, you lose 25% damage because you're counterattacking. This counterattacks that. These other buffs are really good. When a buff is removed or stolen from an ally, it expires, you get turn meter. Allies will ignore 5% of the target's defense. Pretty good. The big thing though is this ability. You get block debuffs, block damage, and counterattack on the target. And if the target is not this champion, it resets all of their abilities as well. So right now I've been using Lamassu. She kind of can do what Lamassu can do for the resetting ability and give me a lot of priority debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown. So it means that I can put this on someone like Marius and make him do lots of damage. It's really, really useful. We also get this when counterattacking with this skill, team up with a random ally. The ally joining will use a default. 50% chance to increase cooldown, but really using it for these two abilities, and it's quite strong. So, I mean, it depends which other high elf you want to put it with. A lot of people in Hydra will put it with like Islin, Bellinor, because that gives you decreased speed, decreased defense, weaken, and then they'll throw in something like either a Galathe, Alessandra, whatever they've got available. Sometimes people use a Deliana for block buffs. There's lots of different options. Wallmaster's quite common, absolutely. Like, there's lots of different options here you can do. Elenara, I've seen people use before. In specifically Chimera, Galathe would be the best option. Don't have him. So it's kind of like, are any of these champions super good? Or are they just a hindrance? Right? Are they good or are they a hindrance? Because what we would get with one ally is the extra turn. The extra turn is handy. It's not essential, but it is handy. I can never remember what this guy does. I know he's like a Veil. He's a reviver, isn't he? Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I feel like this guy should be good, but I just don't quite know how to build, how you would build him. So, I mean, to be fair, Sniper, if we're talking about it, I still don't have Taras Marichka. Okay. I still don't have Cardiel. Alright, I've fleshed this out a little bit, but I still don't have Cardiel. I still don't have Tuhanarak. Didn't get Odin. I don't have... I mean, Grisel's not that important anymore. What else have we got here? Let's see. These guys are relatively new. I mean, a lot of these are freebie champs, right? Basatha, Razin, Vargar was a fusion, Pythian was a fusion, Nekma was a guaranteed champion, Krisk, not so much. Romantus a free champion. So quite a few number of these were things you would pick up. Don't have Leo. Not really an important thing, but... Still don't have a Warlord. Never going to get one of those. Don't have a Hefrak, a Kaimar, a Wither, a Ne3. Ne3 is not that important, but, still don't have those. Still don't have Ray. Not that important, but still. Don't have Siffy. Like, somehow I've not had a Badal Khazar, which is fun. Don't have a Jorgid. And mythical wise, I don't have much of the meta. No, Krizia. So, yes, you're right. I've got a lot more powerful champions, but I still don't have a lockout of any reasonable sense, and I still don't have a full team reset. Don't have a Harima, for example. That's a pretty big loss for Arena. Don't have, like, Arbaeus. Don't have a Feral. So there's actually quite a lot of gaps for an endgame account. You start, you start running down the meta. I don't have pretty much any of the mythicals. I don't have Galathir. I don't have Arbaeus. I don't have, like, Commodus. I don't have all those. I don't have lockouts. I don't really have resets like Yumiko. I don't really have Siphi. It's actually quite shocking how much I miss the meta. But it's fine. I don't really mind. Yeah, no Crixia. So I do have Arix. I've just never pulled Arix. Like, I've got Bells as well. Just sat there. So. Yeah, but I mean, I'll be honest. If I was to use anyone in Arena, it wouldn't be Alice. It would be Alika. Alika's just better because of affinity. Right? Alika's just a better lockout. Because of affinity. And she's also got 50% ignore defense, so she basically wrecks a tank on a 2-turn cooldown. And she's got a condition like A2, so you basically just do this, this, this. Alika is way stronger than Alice for Arena. It's just that Alice is better at wave clearing, because she resets the A2. Alice is better as a progression. Alika's better as a lockout, because you get more power. This hits incredibly hard because it's a 50% ignore defense. So you put that with Cat's Gaze with a bit of ignore defense, you're doing true damage. No tank's going to survive this. I actually think Alika's an overall better champion. Alika's actually one of the best damage dealers for Clan Boss as well. So. Oh, I wouldn't mind one of those. None of these are really good, by the way. It feels bad pulling Ancients on this. I pulled it yesterday because these are pretty average now. I mean, I say average. Ancora is really, really good, but I got 2 of them. Like, for me, I wouldn't want anything else here. So. Right, let's do the bad thing. For content's sake, we're investing. I mean, I don't even have the account storage, like the champion storage, so it's kind of a problem, really. Like, I need to find some storage because... Okay, there's some people that can go in the vault, so, like, I don't know. Val, off you go. I guess, I don't know. You can go in. Timid can go in. Fortis can go in, and Shemnath can go in. That gives us 5. Anyone else that can go into here? Sorry, Genzun, you're in. Let's just make let's just burn some of these together. And let's just burn you. Need to make 11 storage. There we go. That's enough. There we go. Right, so. This should give me enough to get the things I need. So we'll pull 1. Ooh. Now, if I got that on the free-to-play, would have been amazing. But otherwise, kind of useless. Because the thing is, I don't even want to +4 my Seer because she just becomes tankier in content. I don't even use my Seer anymore. All right, 10 times. Let's go. Rear. Oh, it always gets a bit funky when he says, oh, a Skull Crown. Ooh, a Demitha. That would have been a great pull on the free to... Oh, come on. No. All the visits. No. Not a Vizix. Oh, man. Not a physics. There's me like, oh, if I got Demeter on the free-to-play, it would have been great. And then a physics comes out. Oh. Not a physics. Oh, what? It wasn't enough? Oh, do you know what? How many points do I need? All right. Not a physics. Ugh. Physics. Yeah, I can empower Lydia, but I'm like... I might be able to +4 my Lydia. There's a very strong possibility I can +4 my Lydia. That's still not enough. How many more do I need? Oh... You serious? Can I get an ancient shard somewhere? Tag team. Not for another 6 hours. Yeah, I'm not waiting up that late. Where? Yeah, I could. The problem is I don't have space. Oh, it's a void shard. There we go. Could have saved myself 270 gems there, but it's fine. Buy up all the silver. We'll see in a void. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? There we go. The 100 materials acquired. So, you know, we have got a pretty good craft here. I could basically make 6 high-level crafts, right? So this is the best I could do here. Or I can just do a guaranteed epic. But I'm saving them all for the entire end of the Alice event. So when the Alice event ends, I'm going to do a big summoning. So, how many of these godforsaken, I don't know. Oh man, I've got so many physics. I could +4 Lydia. I'd lose all of them. I'm not going to do it because I don't have enough of them. Right, I'd have to burn all of my physics. It's not worth it. Had I had the 5th physics, I would have. And, you know, I mean, I could burn, like, 2 to get 10 speed, but, I mean, it's barely worth it. That's the only problem with empowerment. It's really not worth it unless you can get +4. +2 is only 10 speed. It's not that much in the grand scheme of things. If I get a 5th one, then I'll +4 it, but I wouldn't burn all of my physics for a +4 Lydia these days. It's just not worth it. I mean, some people would argue, oh, well, Lydia's really, really good for... she's really, really good for Chimera. I agree, potentially, but, yeah. It's not worth losing physics if I might need physics for something in the future. You know? It's just I don't have the 5th physics. Because look what you get. It's like, what? I get 15 speed, 55 axi resistance. It's great, don't get me wrong. It's really good. It's really solid. I don't know if +2 is even worth it. 10 speed? I mean, I suppose 10 speed is a pretty big break point. So... yeah, I mean, I could +2 her. I could +2. +1 to nuke. That's terrible. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, 10 speed's great, but I mean, that's like a glyph and a half. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm sold on the point of selling. At this point, at least. You know, at this point, at least, I'm not convinced that it's worth it. So it can just go in the vault. With the rest of the nonsense. Right, what do we got for this then? So, she's a buff champion. So buffs mean protection bonuses. But here's the thing. If I'm doing enemy max HP, I don't get much from protection. I wouldn't +2 a nuke either. Like, I don't really see much value in +4. The thing about empowerment is you get so little stats until you hit +4. It's very, very difficult to justify the expense. Like, what am I getting? If you think about it, right? Effectively, if I was to right now, to give you some context as to why I don't rate anything below +4, if I was to basically go through this right now and I would say, okay, right, I'm going to get 20% attack. Right, 20% attack. I'm gonna get the same for defense, and I'm gonna get same for HP, right? I'm gonna get speed 10, and I'm gonna get AC res 25. Okay, so this is gonna cost me 2 legendaries. Now her base stats for the attack, defense, and HP are basically going to be, what, 903, 1288, 20, 805. And then what we can do is we can say, okay, well, what is that actually going to be? Okay, so this is what I get, effectively. Okay. Now, this is what 2 legendaries cost me. But if I just revert that to artifacts, okay, I can get, per roll, 0.07, okay? 0.07, 0.07. I can get 6. I can get 12. So what this is effectively doing, yeah, is, in terms of, like, gear saving, right? I just need to change that to... oops, I need to do... Oh, hang on. And hide. Oh my god. And hide. And then we just need to go that times that. And then if I do that, divided by... Okay, so what is it effectively giving me? So if I just round it up, or round it down to the nearest. It's giving me 11 stat rolls. Okay. So what does that actually mean? Well, an artifact can now have 1 primary stat, 5 substats, plus 4 rolls on those substats, plus an ascension stat, which is roughly around about 2 rolls. So, because it's like 20%. So it's like about just under 3 rolls. Okay. So 1 artifact can be a primary stat, which is 60%. Normally, or like some sort of stat. It can have 4 substats, 4 bonuses, and around about 3. So if we were to just say 60%, let's just assume it's like, I don't know, 20, 40, 60. It's like 3, 6. It's about 9, okay? So primary, base, rolls, ascension. Right. And then on top of that, we can get glyphs. So we can say, well, hang on. I can get like a +8 speed glyph. So that's 1 extra roll. I can get a 8%. That's 1 extra roll. I can get like 16. So on average, if I were to glyph every single stat, I would get 4 more rolls. So in total, 1 artifact piece is around about 24. So essentially, burning 2 legendaries is effectively about half of 1 artifact. And this is why I don't think it's that valuable. Why does it change at +4? Because you effectively save yourself tremendous amounts of extra. Because at +4, this goes to 0.4. 0.4, 15, and then you get 55, 55. But you also get, this is where it's different, you get crit rate. And crit damage, right? You're going to get 0.3 and I think 0.10 is 10%, is it? It's either 10 or 15%, I forget. %, okay? So here, for example, we can just say this is 55, 55, 15, boom, 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 boom. And then this would be 0.1, 0.3. Artifacts I can get 0.7, 0.7, or 0.07. 0.07. So just extend that down. Right, so now I'm getting 30 rolls. So the difference between going +4 and +2 is almost the same as going +2 twice, but more, if that makes sense, right? So +2 gave you 11, +4 is giving you 30. Because of the crit rate and crit damage. Now it's worth it, because now I'm basically getting an entire artifact piece just built in. But half an artifact doesn't sell it to me. Which is why I'm less excited about it unless it's not a +4. Because it's just the raw stat volume you get is not quite there at a +2. Whereas when you go to +4, because you get these extra stats, you're basically gaining an extra 5 to 6 rolls. You're actually getting 30 rolls by burning 4 legendaries, which is saving you an entire max roll artifact. So, hope that makes sense. And to your point, yeah, not doing anything in the vault, but at the same time, it's also not doing anything when it's not in the vault. Right? It's not doing anything for me in the vault, but it's also not really giving me more than +10 speed. And +10 speed on a PvE champion is not that big. If it was +10 speed on a Mikage, it's massive, because I use it in Arena. But +10 speed in a PvE context is really nothing. It's negligible. So, what's the benefit of not having it? If they release content in the future that physics happens to be super good for, I've now burnt all my physicses. Just saying. Maybe something changes. I'm not saying for 1 second that physics is going to be the best champion in the game. However, I'm just saying it doesn't mean that me burning 2 physics is going to give me loads either. +10 speed is nothing. Like, when I can build champions at like 300 speed without even breaking a sweat, +10 speed is nothing for me. It's really not worth it. If it was in PvP, absolutely, but I don't use her in PvP, so therefore 10 speed in PvE is really nothing, right? That's the context. Like, if I can add another 10 speed to this, yes, absolutely. So, makes a big difference. What do I have to do here? I have to use a Chimera key, so we're going to have to figure this really quickly, and then I have to do some Marina. So let's just do some Marina quickly. We can just blast through this. So what I need to think about is if I'm going to use Fyna, she kind of replaces Lammasu in the sense that she's that resetting role. But Lammasu is also doing decreased speed. Lammasu is also doing a bunch of other things. So I need to think about how we balance it. So I lose decreased speed block buffs, and I also lose... I don't lose decreased attack. Am I going to do this? Yes, nice. So I lose decreased speed block buffs. I get Gizmac, didn't I? Oh, I might not. Don't Gizmac me. Nice. Best way to build Fyna? I mean, protection normally. The only reason why I haven't immediately gone protection is max HP doesn't work for protection in Chimera. But she does 6 buffs. So she's normally a prime candidate for protection. How much axe is good from a Cargate? Well, if you use her A2 form, you don't need that much. I think mine's around 500 or 400. She doesn't need all that much, so... No, she doesn't do any debuffs, so she's not in any need for accuracy. Hey, Crouchin. Yeah, I can build a bigger Trunder now, basically. I'm gonna get Gizmacked. Kaboom! Oh, it was a weak Gizmack. He died. Oh, he transformed. Oh, well, this is quite annoying. Let's stop this right now. You steal that. You switch form. Let's take away those buffs. They don't need them anymore. Thank you very much. Oh, for the love of God. How many stupid revive block damages do they have? Okay, let's stun them. Right, now let's take those buffs away. Kill him off. Thank the Lord. Holy moly, that was a lot of block damage. It always makes me laugh when if he doesn't land that burn on the A2, he kind of just does nothing. Is Maris better than Merciless Slayer? If you can get Maris to 9 Merciless, 9 Merciless beats 6 Slayer. 9 Merciless beats 9 Slayer. 9 Slayer beats 6 Merciless. So you have to full commit to beat Slayer. Otherwise, it's just better to go Slayer. Basically. Is it like League of Gizmac or something? It's like the 3rd Gizmac I fought. Okay, we're probably going to lose this one. Oh, alright, yeah. So, oh, Gizmac. Kaboom. Okay. We're not dead yet. We pretty much are, though. Let's see if we can steal. Thanks. Alright. We're pretty much dead. That Gizmac actually could smack. The others couldn't. Alright. I don't know. Somehow we didn't do anything. Just skip battle, whatever. I don't even know. We didn't even do any poisons. Does 6 Slayer beat 6 Merciless? Probably not. Yes, no, 6 Slayer does beat 6 Merciless because of the turn meter. What you gotta remember is turn meter is a big part of Slayer as well. So if you get like to the turn meter you gain from having 4-piece Slayer is a big part of why Slayer wins, because he gets more turns, especially in Hydra. Right? If you're in a position in Hydra, it's way better. So no, I think 6-piece Slayer beats 6-piece Merciless because of the rotational aspect. And it's obviously we're talking about PvE. In PvP, you probably need either Stone Skin or something else, but you can get away with Slayer. Like, my Slayer is so fast I can get away with it, but not everyone's Slayers can, because you will probably need something to keep you alive, or you need to put a lot around him to keep him alive, because he will be squishy. So, the free-to-play is coming on well. I'm kind of just waiting until tomorrow for the free-to-play at the moment, because I'm just waiting for the champion training event. Okay, well, you nearly died. It's kind of annoying. Let's put a stop to this. Can we get rid of the Stone Skin? No. Oh, because we deflected the weaken back as well. Okay, yes, whatever. Go smash him. Slayer is not useless. Actually, Slayer is super good in Live Arena. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes that burst damage can get you through tanks. Like, don't underestimate the value of the Slayer repeat attacks in Arena. It can absolutely make a huge difference. Oh, look at all these horrible teams. Slayer is... 9-piece Slayer is never useless for Marius. It's always going to be powerful. The question is, do you need to survive? If you can't get to a turn, then yeah, of course it's not going to be good. But then neither is Merciless, neither is Lethal, neither is Savage, neither is any of that if you can't get a turn, so you need to compromise. But actually, the Slayer in Arena, like, you see those extra damage procs, those will help a lot. So... yeah, like, that's the thing. Every time in Arena he A1s with Slayer 4-piece, he gets 20% turn meter. Do you know how powerful that is? 20% turn meter filled by just counterattacking. And he will counterattack a lot if... he'll counterattack quite a lot if you build him properly. Like, you basically put some protection around him so he can't be turn meter controlled. And Korra with him is quite strong. So... like, this kind of Slayer, that doesn't work, right? If you can't go first, you're going to lose. So... I don't think you need Stone Skin. I use him all the time in Live Arena. You really don't need him. It's about what you have around him. He doesn't need Stone Skin if you build a good team around him. I build Noelle for revives. I build Mikage for speed. I can build... I can put Necret on him if I need to put some protection on him. I can basically build a team around him that even if he does die, I can pick him back up and off he goes again. You don't need Stone Skin, but if you don't have the support around him, you might have to compromise. So that's what we're saying, is like Slayer technically is better because turn meter is king. If turn meter is king in Arena, the set that gives you turn meter when you AoE should be better than the set that doesn't. Simple logic. I use Noelle in Chimera all the time because she gives me increased speed. The only downside to Noelle is you don't get an awful lot of buffs. So some of the trials that require you to have 5 buff count is kind of difficult sometimes to maintain the buffs. But she's actually super solid. I think she's really good because she's a 3-turn increased speed with a big heal, with block buffs, with increase, with a revive. That's AoE on a 3-turn cooldown. She's very good. How do they scale? I need to do the deep dive. What I need to do is figure out which multipliers are included and which ones aren't now. I know that crit damage is not included, but I need to check, like, hey, is masteries included? Is this included? Is that included? So... yeah, like, it's all about the quality of your Slayer gear to begin with, and it's also the quality of the team you put it in. Like, if you run a Galathir, for example, then sure. If you run someone like a Siphi next to him, well, yes, he's going to get a turn. Right? That's the difference. I think they've already fixed Noel's A3, so it doesn't do increased speed anymore. You're running Marius, Arnorn, Harima, Nishak, and Sun Wukong. You would get butchered with a proper team. If you actually had a speed team break that Stone Skin, you got no chance. So you're basically gambling that you win the 50-50, which is fine. But to say that supports don't have a threat is not accurate. Because a fast Crixia with a lockout is just going to make that really bad experience for you. And if you have someone like Sulfurin, they'll burn your Stone Skin away and you're dead. If there's a Gizmak, they'll burn your Stone Skin, you're dead. So, there's a little bit of a TLDR asterisk there, right? There's like, oh, if I don't get bombed, I don't get burnt, my Stone Skin stays on, then I win. Which is a fine strategy. It's not a criticism. I'm just saying that's not as easy to say, Marius sucks not in Stone Skin because I run 4 Stone Skin. It's not accurate. So, I think they did. I saw something in the patch notes, or maybe I saw that they were gonna fix it. I saw something that they fixed a bunch of bug fixes in the last patch notes. Would Carnage and a 9-piece damage Feral be a horrible build? Actually, no. If you leave him in his base form, because you do transfer buffs. Like when you debuff spread, you become the owner of those debuffs, so Feral would be okay. It's not a bad idea. I've heard crazier ideas. Is it the best build for him? I don't know, but he can get some use with it, so. Oh, I thought they had, but maybe they hadn't, so. So yeah, so the main thing I need to figure out is with Chimera right now, I'm starting to find that I'm falling behind the trial war and I need to pick it up a bit. Like you'll see my Nightmare team right now, it kind of ran 260. It was good, it was solid. But it just lacks trials and I'm not really pumping crazy damage like I used to. So I can do 250 million if I really try on this team, but I had to drop Necmo because of affinity. So I really want to kind of change it up a bit. I really want to kind of change it up. Does wearing more than one blood shield accessory stack the effect? No, but it increases the strength. It's additive. Pretty much the principle of raid is additive with self. If you have something in raid and you put 2 of them together, they always add together. So if you have 2 blood shields, the effect is an additive bonus. So the shield you get is 10%, not 5%. If you have 2 retaliation, the chances are not 2 times 12%, it's 24%. It combines together. If you have 2 Defiant, the bonuses come together. But if you have Stalwart Defiant, different bonuses, right? If you have a Revenge accessory and a Retaliation artifact set, they are different skills. They don't work additively. They work as 2 separate effects. That's generally the principle of raid. If it's the same thing, it always adds together. If it's not, then it's always 2 separate rolls. Do you know how much damage Carnage gets from accuracy? I mean, damage is a broad term. You get 3 crit damage. You get 1 crit damage for every 3 accuracy. That's the way to look at it. So, like at the moment, my Carnage is in Stone Skin. But if I was to make it more PvE, I wouldn't do that. I would go more towards stats. Technically, a Carnage, if you have someone like Riho and you build them properly in clan bosses, doesn't even need Ignore Defense sets. You basically just go pure stat as much stats as you can get because he's going to do true damage. So, is that the same for Impulse? Impulse. I always forget which set Impulse is because I mix it up with the other one. There's 2 I sets. Which one is Impulse? Yeah, so Impulse here, if you add them all together, it'll be 12 plus 12 plus 12, right? So if you had 3 sets of 2-piece Impulse, you'd have 36% chance to reduce a random skill cooldown by 1. But if you put an Impulse with a the other set, which I forget the name, Reflex, it doesn't go 12 plus 40. It'll go 1 roll of Reflex, 1 roll of Impulse. So technically, you could actually roll the 12% and the Reflex. This is why Merciless Reflex is very popular. You put 4 pieces of Merciless, 4 pieces of Reflex. When I attack, I have a chance. When I take a turn, I have a chance. If I've got Cycle of Magic, I have another chance. So you get 3 independent rolls of the same effect. And you get 12% speed, yeah. So 36. So it'd be 12 plus 12 plus 12. Those are a little bit different, though. Stats are different because it's always drawn off the base stat, so it wouldn't even matter if it's stacked or not because it's always going to be 12% of your base stat added with another 12% of your base stat. It wouldn't matter, so... It's the effect chance that's more important. Aislinn is pretty average. I don't think he's too good, so... Is it faster than speed set? No, because speed is 12, 24, 36. It's the same as a speed set. Because you could put 1 speed and 2 of those and you'd have 12 plus 12 plus 12. Because they're doing the same thing, so. So yeah, so that's always the general principle of raid. If it's the same thing, not the same effect, the same item, right? The same set piece, the same gemstone, the same passive, the same mastery, they always add together. If they are different things, different sets, different masteries, different things, they're always going to be, even if they do the same thing, but they're a different object, they don't work together, right? The classic, I always use this as a classic example. We have Stalwart. Stalwart reduces damage from AoE attacks, and you also have Defiant, somewhere down here. Also reduces damage from AoE attacks. They are 2 uniquely different things, even though they do the same thing. So one, it'll basically go, if I'm taking 1,000 damage, I'll reduce it first by 15%, then I'll reduce it again, what's left, by the next amount. Right? It's not a, well, not so much the same, but it's basically like, if I was to do the math here to explain why it's really important you know this difference. If I take 1,000 damage, okay? Now, if I have 3 pieces of Defiant, I have 15, 30, 45%. So actually what I'm doing is I'm saying this times 0.55. So I actually take 550. If I'm using Stalwart and 1 Defiant, I've got a 30% and a 45 and a 15%. So actually what you do is this times 0.7 times 0.85. So you actually take more damage because it's multiplicative. So this is actually a 40%, was it 15, 30, 45%? This is a 45% reduction. This is actually more like a, what is it? I should do it the other way. This is that minus that. Right, it's a 41%, whereas this is basically 450. Because it's multiplicative, it's not as good. Yeah, it's not as good. Because they don't add together, they multiply together. Right, this one is additive, multiplicative. That's why it's important to know the difference sometimes. That some things work together and some things don't. And it's the example of how I can convert a Carnage A1 without any bonuses from like 200k into a Carnage with all the bonuses at like 1 million. Because as much as adding things together is good for damage reduction, multiplying things together is better for damage growth. The more multipliers I can stack, the more I can make it stronger. Heal from books is multiplicative. Yes. But it'll add together. So if I have a heal that's like 5, 5, 5, 5, then I'll do 15%. Just like damage, right? Damage is not 5 by 5 by 5. It basically adds the books together and multiplies, so. No, 3 Defiant is 45%. Because it's 15 plus 15 plus 15. It adds the 3 bonuses together, then it reduces. So it's a 45% damage reduction, not a 38.5, because it's not multiplicative, because it's the same thing, right? And it's the same thing with retaliation, right? Retaliation is the same thing. So if I have 6 pieces, I get 15 plus 15 plus 15, so I have a 45% chance to counterattack. That's what I'm trying to say. If it's a different thing, they multiply together. If it's the same thing, they add together. Don't do it, Seastein. So what I need to think about in Chimera is trials. Because I want to improve a little bit. Now, I don't have a Sen, I don't have an Arbaeus, but we do have a Fyna. And you can see, like, I think a couple of teams are running Fyna here. Like, these guys are mental. This is the new OP team, like Senna. If you don't have, like, the Giga OP team with a Laz or anything, this is the team that a lot of people are going towards. Senna with Marius is just really, really strong. It's really, really gross. Like, Senna, Marius, you know, Oel has been put in here. This is the other crazy team if you have a Laz, because you could do trials, right? This is strong. You can do trials with it because Senna. But I've seen Fyna used in places. I've got to figure out where I've seen her. And then you get down to these dearth of lower tiers. We're actually in a difficult matchmaking now because we're finding that we're in, like, the matchmaking is stabilized. Lamasu can do work, but, you know, this is the thing. These damage numbers are basically the cap if you don't have someone like Senna, because you just don't get the masteries that you need. You don't get the trials. Now, Gwendolyn is someone I might use, but the biggest problem I'm having right now is no matter what you do, if you don't do max HP, the damage is not there. It's not there. Like, I know if I drop Newt, I'm gonna lose 50 to 60 million damage, and there is no direct damage dealer that can compete at the moment. And that's it's the depressing part about trials a little bit. I feel like trials have got to the point where it's like, you either have a Laz, or you have, like, Fyna, or you have some of them, or you just don't do trials. Because they're just too narrow. It's too difficult. Right, it's too hard. Like, you can see that this is the work that Fyna can do. If you have, like, a Toshiro, really, really, really strong. Like, why? He's one of our strongest players. Like, this Toshiro is doing work. So you need someone like a Toshiro, or someone who can just absolutely obliterate it. Otherwise, Maris is just better. Right? So he's able to do so many trials because Fyna is enabling it. And Galafir is enabling it. So you've got a revive, and then you've got block active skills. Carnage is the only one, but its setup is very difficult. So, like, if I'm looking at a team to build, okay, so if I just take it all apart and start again. So if I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to build around a Fyna type team. So whenever you're building these things, you need to have certain considerations, okay? We need certain considerations. You need to have a decreased speed straight out of the bat. Right, so that's the first thing we need to think about. What are you doing down there? What? This cat, honestly. She's managed to find like 6 beds in this new office that I've set up. What are you doing? Anyway. No, she's actually totally conked out. I would show you. I'm going to get a proper cat cam set up. I'm probably going to get like a cat tower to put like here. Because she's got a bed there. I put like a blanket in there because I've been trying to figure out where she wants to sleep. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So he's obviously using Krisk for decreased speeds. We get a provoke, not really helpful. I mean, all Krisk is doing is protecting and decreased speeding and extending buffs. I don't really feel like he's doing much else. Probably a decreased attack. So we need a decreased speed. That's the first point of call. And the other point of call we need is a revive, right? Because Fyna is good, but she does not revive. Okay, so we need a reviver as well. So let's first pick the reviver we're going to use. Because there ain't many of them. Now, Elva is something that people go towards because you get a single target revive, you get a cleanse, you get block debuffs, you get increased speed. It's a pretty good one. And the thing about Fyna is she's all about empowering the one. Not many. She doesn't do AoE buffs on the A2. She gives increased attack, increased crit rate, increased crit damage. Great. But she does not give AoE block damage, AoE increased speed, AoE anything else, right? So we still need increased speed, we need decreased speed, we need lots of things to make this work. She empowers the one. The one ring to rule them all. That's what she's very good at. She makes one of your team a Giga Chad. But only the one. The others just get standard buffs. So I've got good revivers. Like Sulfurion to me is the one I've been trying to get in because he's got decreased resistance. He's the one that I've been trying to get in my team somehow. Because he's got good turn meter, we got HP burn, and he's got decreased resistance. And that is needed for things like, where is it? Where's the decreased resistance trial? This one. Place 10 debuffs, one of them has to be decreased resistance. Now, the burn has to expire for the resistance to come on, but you can control that. But you can do it. And then obviously we get reflect damage, pain link. I don't really have reflect effects, but the other thing you need to remember about Chimera is they move these around. They move the eyeballs. So if you're in the hunt for mythicals, you have to check every single rotation to see, okay, where do they move it to? So like right now we're looking at this and we're going, okay, if we were on Nightmare, for example, I'd be looking at this and going, okay, we need to do 2 Ram, 1 to Lion, and basically 2 Viper, right? That's where they've put them. Now, the Viper is very difficult because poisons are a nightmare. So how the hell do you get enough poisons out? So if you can't get any form of poison, you're immediately losing these eyeballs, okay? Right, we pull back, and then we go here. Oh, now you need a reflect damage dealer. I don't really have one of those. That's out. Counter attacks and ally attacks. Fyna's very good for that. So is Mikage. But you also need to be able to, like, do this thing here, which is quite annoying because it doesn't scale off enemy max HP. So if you bring double enemy max HP, you pretty much can't do this, which is why I've been trying to find an alternative. And if you can't do that, you lose all these. And then the last ones is Ram form, and if you don't have a block damage, you can't do it. You just cannot do this. This is what Fyna enables. I will be able to get these things because of Fyna. But you need to check these every single time because it changes position, right? So these are the ones you want to hunt for. So now that I'm looking at this from a Fyna perspective, I think, okay, I need a Fear. Most people use Lydia. Then I can actually do this. Damage the Chimera all its 5 turns using skills that scale on enemy max HP. That's pretty hard to do, I would say. And this one is impossible. Because you just cannot do the duel. I don't even think anyone knows how to. Because you need to do 16 million damage to the Chimera in 5 turns. And not lose your champion right from the start. It's ridiculous. This one can work, but you have to basically go into that form, get a burnout instantly. Very hard to do. Very hard to do that. Because it cleans everything away. So you have to be quick to get in there. So this one will stop you doing that. This only works on the last rotation. So this one you have to do first, this one you have to do second. But this one should be fine if you bring Marius. Marius makes this possible because you can have increased accuracy, but then you need increased crit rate, increased crit damage. Fyna will make that work. And then what do we got here? Will not count damage from counterattacks and skills. Like, this is hard. Damage the Chimera with a single ability, and I think it has to be quite a high number, and you have to not use any max HP. So you need someone that is a direct damage dealer. If you want any chance of doing some of these, you need someone that's a direct damage dealer, and they have to be pretty built strong. Because you need to hit, like, you know, a couple of million in one hit. It's hard. I tried Whisper, didn't work. I don't have a +4 though. But I tried Whisper, she couldn't hit hard enough. And she was in a pretty strong build, she didn't hit hard enough. So So this one needs to just be a glass cannon nuker, which you can't do on Ram. Now, I don't know if they fixed the issue where if they die, you still get damage, because that was a big issue before. In the sense that if you did damage, you just died, you didn't get the reflect. I don't know if they fixed that, but, you know. They have. So that helps, right? That's a big improvement. This one here, I need a perfect Veil. And then you need to play 6 unique debuffs and have 6 unique buffs within 5 turns. And then you need to block debuffs. So if you can get to this one's pretty okay. You just have to get to them. So with Fyna, I should be able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I can find a perfect Veil. That's already double the amount of trials I could do. That's how good Fyna is. Lion form, this one is okay. But again, the challenge with this one is you have to do it within a single skill. And that's what I've been struggling with a lot is some of these ones, because they can't work on enemy max HP, you can't do enough on-hit damage within the duration. This one is okay. This one is impossible. The boss just doesn't hit you hard enough. And the volume, like this one just needs a rethink. Honestly, they need to reduce the number or something because you just can't get the boss. You can't have enough shield to make the boss do enough damage to that shield. I just think it needs to be scrapped and rethought of because it's just something that's really difficult for you to control. Like, you have to have such a perfect window where you have decreased defense so that the shield is big enough that you take a lot of damage and still manage to do it with counterattack, and it's just not enough. Rethink. Honestly, it's a rethink. But the first one is an auto, so that's 7. This one is the hard one I was on about. This one is the one I've been struggling with. If you don't bring a single target, like a normal damage shield, this is really hard to do on Nightmare because you need, like, I think it's 800,000 in one hit. And it's very difficult to make one champion hit 800,000 that isn't going to be glass cannon. So... But this is where Fyna comes in because she can give you a lot of bonus damage, and I can probably bring a single hitter that's a bit more stronger, and then this solves the problem. Damage the Chimera while it's under decreased speed. If you can get past this, this is easy, and then this is pretty easy as long as you have an ally attack, right? Because it can build up. So that's like already I'm thinking 7, 8, 9, 10 with Fyna. If you could bring a Leech, 11. If I can get Sulfurion, 12. If I could bring Carnage in, 13. And then it's just like, now we get into like intricacies. This is just impossible. I never even bother. 14, 15. Not possible. So I could build a team of 15 people. It would need to be something like this, this as a basis. We still need decreased speed. We get a revive, we get lots and lots of buffs, but we don't have a cleanse and we don't have decreased speed. And we don't have increased speed either. One champion I have been using is Airstrid a little bit because she does give a lot. Right, she does give a lot, and she's not negative affinity right now. Leech would be better on Necmo, but he's negative affinity. Elva kind of gives you increased speed, decreased speed, and weaken. That's a good option. I just ignore the poisons. Honestly, I just ignore that poison trial. Ace of Spades. It's just not worth it. Yeah, I always go back to Riho, but she's difficult to fit in. Like, if you bring Riho, you do get a lot of priority stuff, but you don't get block buffs, you don't get decreased speed. That's the thing with Riho. You get a lot of good stuff. You get absolutely a lot of good stuff, but what you don't get is, like, I get a cleanse and block debuffs. Great. I don't get increased speed. I don't get decreased speed. I don't get block buffs. So doing this is a big commitment because now I need someone that can do decrease speed, Increase speed. I haven't got anyone that could do increase accuracy here. I don't have Marius for damage, so that's an automatic loss of damage. Right, I need someone that can do increase accuracy. With increased speed. Which could be Rabbit. Actually, Rabbit could be quite good. Rabbit actually could be quite good. You get your Leech. I mean, affinity-wise is bad, but... Kimmy gives you increased speed block buffs, but only if he gets a buff removal, which you would do a lot. Decrease speed, decrease accuracy. Increase speed, increase accuracy. Kimmy's not bad. Yeah, Owl is something I was entertaining, but I would need to then not use... Like, I wouldn't be able to use decreased speed. I wouldn't have increased speed, right? So, if we did this, we would basically have to say, well, we probably need to drop Sulfurion for a Reviver. And this is where I think Noelle is quite good, by the way. There is a reason why I've been using Noelle, is because if I bring this in, I get the block buffs I didn't have, and I also get increased speed. This is a pretty close cover, but it's got absolutely 0 damage. Right? It's got 0 damage. Because Carnage is not going to... I mean, maybe Carnage can compete with Marius. Maybe. Maybe. But I doubt it. But this covers a lot, right? So basically, what do we get with this? We get Leech, decrease speed. Great. Decrease accuracy. Great. Increase accuracy on all allies. Great. Block debuffs. Doesn't really work because you have to steal it. But we don't need that because we get Cleanse here, right? We get a Cleanse, a Heal, a decreased defense, stun, HP burn, weaken. Awesome. Pretty much everything we need. We get Carnage's damage and also block active skills when we change to Venom. Right? That's the good thing about him. He can be a damage dealer, but he's also able to do block active skills. Because he will do this on bosses. Then we also get Fyna giving us... basically boosted damage. Now, the thing about Fyna's A2 is you don't care about skill resetting. Okay? You don't care about skill resetting. Yeah, he is weak affinity, but you just play the game. You just play the game of it. He is weak affinity. I agree. He won't be next rotation, though. But the only thing about Fyna's damage on the A2 is you don't get much benefit from resetting his abilities because the way you play Carnage is you don't use his A2 or A3 on alternate form. So you kind of lose the value of resetting. But it would give you a lot of trials, right? Because this team is going to give you... it's not going to give you Fear, so we lose this one. Fine. So, okay, we lose 3. We think we go down. We lose 3. How many can we do? Increase accuracy. 1. We get this. 2. We get this. 3. We don't have a Veil, though. So we don't... This is the problem. You lose all of these things because I don't have a Veil. Because none of them does a Veil. I don't think she does a Veil. That's the only downside. I don't think anyone here has a Veil. Ninja can't match damage on Marius. So that's the only downside, is we don't have a Veil, and like there's just not many Veil options in the game. Like, look how few Veil options there are. So few. I mean, Bellinor would be a good fix for Fyna. But who does he replace? This is the challenge. It's like anyone I take out of this team now loses. Because if I take Riho, I now need decreased attack. If I take out Noelle, I need a revive. If I take out Gwendolyn, I need increased accuracy. And there isn't a champion with Veil and increased accuracy. Oh. Oh, there is him. But then I would lose Leech and decrease speed. I mean, these are close. Right, she's close. She has a fear as well. Kind of crazy. But Gwendolyn right now is giving us leech, decreased speed, and decrease accuracy, and increase accuracy. That's a lot to replace. This will help us with increase accuracy, but it is not going to help us with anything else. Right? So if I lose that, so it's almost like we can't lose the revive spot. The only Veil revive we've got in the game is Duchess, I'm pretty sure. Or Elva, but Elva's Veil is on a revive, so it doesn't really work, right? Well, I suppose she places a Veil. That could work. I mean, we could just basically replace Noelle with Elva. Because we would get increased speeds and block debuffs. We lose block buffs, but I feel like you can compromise. You would get a Veil. You'd have to play it cleverly to somehow get the AI to work well. But what would I lose from that? Well, I still keep these. So we still got 3. 4 now. 5 for this one, because we could do 6 unique buffs and 6 debuffs. And 6. So we've got 6. Do we have increased defense here? I don't think we have increased defense because we lost Marius. Yeah, see, no increased defense. So no increased defense now costs us this. Which, in the end of the thing, it's a tier 1. And probably with increased defense, we might die a lot more, but, you know, it should be interesting. But where did we get to? So it's like increase accuracy, yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't do that one, but we couldn't do this one anyway. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We lose decrease resistance, can't do that. So we're on 10 at the moment. 11. Can't do this because we lose block buffs. Can't do that one because we don't have poisons. 12. 13. So we're going to do 13 trials? It's not bad. 13 trials. The problem with Necmo Duchess Lydia is it's very difficult to make it do good damage. Because nothing enables Marius, and it just becomes a very difficult team to get some good damage out of. And the trials are not always guaranteed because it's conditional based on Farrakhan, and Farrakhan will do A1 decreased defense and kill you on Ram form, and then you lose lots of damage on ultimate. That's the problem with that team. It's probably good. Yeah, I don't have Glycad. Do you know if the Journal of Necrotis would be good for Senna? Absolutely, it's the best one. Does it work for continuous heals? Let me check. The turn meter will work. Yeah, it depends on how much damage I lose. Now, the problem I've got is Gwendolyn's not built. Right. This is the issue first. One, Gwendolyn's not built. No masteries, nothing. You know, we could put a relic on her or something, but she's not built. So that's problem one. The thing we would do, though, is Fyna, for example, would absolutely go protectionist build. So the first thing we want to look at is what kind of protection gear can we get on Fyna? Okay. Data is 3. Just looking out for the journal now to see if it applies to continuous heals. Applies to phase 62. I want to say yes, but it needs testing. It should. It'll definitely boost the turn meter. I'm pretty sure it'll boost the healing as well because it calculates before you heal. So yeah, I think it should work fine. So. You just can't do enough poisons, Adam. You need to do like 350,000 and it's just impossible. It's really impossible for you to do enough damage on the poison reflect alone. You need a poison set because the boss's poison limit is like 20,000. So even though you reflect it back, he gets rid of those poisons very quickly. So you only get one proc and you need to do 350,000. So you do 75,000. Well, where else are you going to get the poisons from? You need more. So... But yeah, the turn, to be honest, you pick it for the turn meter attack master, not anything else. Here we want protection. Let's see what we got. Resistance is not bad. All right. What do we got here? Yeah, even running Toxic Set, it's a pain. The problem is they scaled the break point. They didn't scale the poison limit. So it's like it got progressively harder, and it was already pretty hard to begin with. They need to bring it down by 100,000. It has to be minimum 250k. Like maximum, sorry. Maximum 250k. Any higher just doesn't work. So it just depends if I've got any in my vault here. Always got to check the inbox out. Do I have any high elves? Protection. No. Okay, so what we got here is this is probably the best banner. Probably the best banner. We could go for more defense, but you know, this is probably the best banner because it's got speed. It's not the craziest banner in the world, but you know, I mean, we could potentially reforge this to see if it rolls better. It nearly did, but it kind of mixed everything, so I hate that it moves this around. Okay, so we're going to go with this banner here, I think. And then this one, it doesn't really matter because, like, you know, she's not doing any debuffs. Right? So we don't really care about this. This is all about survivability or whatever's kind of coolest. So we could probably just take a crit damage amulet. She ain't going to be doing too much damage, but, you know, why not? Protection. Wait, I don't have a protection ring. Surely I do. I have one. Wait, I'm pretty sure I have some in the vault. Yeah, I have loads in the vault. 63. And yes, I refer to my inbox as the vault. I think that is one. Okay, that wasn't the one. Okay. Because it was an epic ring. It's either that or it's that. Where is it? There it is. Of course it split every roll. I mean, what does it matter? It's a ring. It does its purpose. I don't think it's an artifact enhancement event on yet. That's starting tomorrow, so we'll wait for upgrading. There's no way I'm going to get this Chimera key done, so we're going to throw away a refill, but it's all right. It is what it is. Where is she? I really need to pin her. Okay, so now it's just a case of how do we build her? What stats are we prioritizing? She doesn't really need much of anything. I mean, I don't have any legendary books, I'll be honest. I booked Alice because I was going to do content on it. I don't have any legendary books, so that's a big problem because her cooldowns are way high without books. I've only got the 2, so... And it might even be we can't really use her yet. One of the things I want to do is kind of like... I use Carnage in Arena a lot. But having him in Arena build weakens his PvE build. Because what you really want to get is like this Comet and these kind of gemstones. Like, if you can get a really good... Like, ideally you get Cat's Gaze or Arethi's Comet. And you basically get some of these triangular gemstones. Right now, for example, he's got this, which is pretty good. And you can stack it up alongside Wrath. So right now, it needs, like, it gets 3%. So I'd have to do 10 A2s. And then he's fully stacked up with this. And this one at the moment is at 2. So I need to do 4 A2s. So that's the only downside here is you need to get this, like, ideally this needs to be like the next rank so that you can scale it quicker. If it's at like what, 1, 2, 3, 4%, you know, that's a lot less. That's like 7 attacks. You can scale it. But I haven't invested heavily because I know I'll get Cat's Gaze very soon, probably, by the end of the event. But I can make his build a lot stronger. Right now, he's effectively 6.8k attack, 275%, 236. But like, if we just run the optimizer, I can kind of show you how much damage I can get here. Right, because if we basically say, hey, I want to go and use all of my abilities, I want to go for A1 on the alternate. The alternate A1 is the big damage. We're going to say no target defense, decrease defense, weaken, increase attack. Let's put increase crit damage on. It doesn't really matter. You could put increase accuracy you want, but we want to avoid that because I still want a minimum. I need 475 accuracy for placing the seal, and I want 250 speed. I mean, we could drop this probably down to 420. Set out our mask things. We want attack, 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 attack or speed, attack or accuracy, critical damage. To be honest, I don't want accuracy there. I want attack. Here, I want accuracy, critical damage, attack. Pretty much with Carnage, where you can get percentage, you go for attack. Where you can get flat stats, you go for accuracy. So, for example, I can only get a flat stat Ascension on the banner, so I kind of want accuracy. You could open this up a little bit. Right now, he's wearing a pretty strong Slayer piece. Benzo with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Benzo. Welcome back. How's it all going? Hey, Bronco. I'm sorry if I missed some chat a little bit. I've just been focused. So when I pulled her, I got it for my 1+1. I got it yesterday. I got it in my 1+1. I've got a pretty strong amulet. It's like a pretty strong banner on at the moment. Because it's accuracy plus accuracy. So kind of like what you're looking at here is like you could, if you wanted to, go attack. You absolutely want attack percentage substats, and you absolutely want speed. So I could go for one of these, and I'm kind of looking for like either a focus on speed or attack. So I could get these pieces here, right? These are options. I would probably want to keep away from 5-star, but these are great. But there is also no substituting accuracy here because it's a flat stat. So if you can do it, if you can do it with flat stats, it's also fine. Because a flat accuracy is better than sometimes better than flat attack. And the piece that I've got on right now is pretty good in the sense that I've got a mythic roll for a 13%, and I've also got double speed, right? So we're organizing by speed here. I could go for 5-star. I don't really want to do that. And then if we're like doing this kind of organizing, right, we want to sort about the secondary speed. It doesn't really doing it, but we could go for this revenge piece over here. Now this would be a better piece overall, but you don't need revenge on him. That's the thing, right? You don't need revenge on him because he effectively he's going to ignore true damage, and as long as his debuffs, he's going to make true damage. As long as his debuffs on the target, he's going to counterattack all the time. So revenge is kind of wasted. I'm picking it purely because, okay, we lose speed, but we gain a tremendous amount of attack, right? So if I do this, you can see I gain like 300 attack. And that's with a bad ascension as well, because it's a triple attack percent. That's the dream piece. Accuracy primary, accuracy ascension, attack percentage with high speed is the dream piece. Now, I don't think I've got any feral pieces to play with, because one feral piece is a big improvement. Because a feral piece is plus 40 accuracy, and accuracy converts to crit damage. So if you put 40 accuracy on your carnage, you're going to basically get about 12% crit damage with that accuracy. A little bit more actually, because it's probably you put 50% boost, it's actually 60 accuracy, so you're probably going to get 20 crit damage. So one feral piece is equal to 60 accuracy and 20% crit damage. It's a lot. It's well worth it. Yeah, it takes she woke up. Kind of depressing wallpaper. What do you mean? My wall, actually my wall, or my wallpaper as in my desktop background? Oh, Siege was a bit of a whitewash, Bronco. They didn't even put defenses up. They didn't even put defenses. I did see GV. It's kind of gross, but it had no speed from what I could tell. Now, I'm pretty sure I do not have any feral pieces in Demon Spawn. Could be wrong. No. So like what I'm looking for here is there any sort of accuracy banners, attack banners, crit damage amulets in those sets that are really high value? None of them are, right? So it's not really important. So from that perspective, it's not that valuable. So the banner he's got on now is great. Why? Because it is a Slayer. So I get 5% crit rate on top of a 17+3 speed and a 13% attack, but I would lose 11% attack. That's what I'm trading, right? And because I mean the glyph is a bit different. The option is, do you go for 11% more attack and 7 more speed, 7 less speed, and 5% less crit rate, or do you go for 7 more speed, 11% less attack? Now his base form attack is incredibly high. It is very high. It's like one of the highest in the game. So you will get a lot from that percentage, right? That difference in percentage there, where it's 13 plus 4 plus 24 plus 7. The glyphs are a bit of an off-put. But essentially, what is it? 14% more crit damage, 14% more attack is basically translating to near enough 300 more attack. Very big. The PC wallpaper is actually Machu Picchu that I took when I completed the Inca Trail. Yeah, I expected our siege to be difficult because we have increased ranking a bit, but we got a good matchup, some weird matchmaking. So I need to figure out why this resizing is a bit funky when it reloads. It should look like this. So yeah, so it just depends which way you want to go. Like I could do this route or I could do the Slayer route. And it depends, I guess, on what your other pieces are. Because if you can combine Slayer sets, then you start stacking up a lot of things. Now, for Amulet, there's only one way you want to go. Okay? You want to do this. You want to sort it by accuracy. Get rid of glyphs. Okay? This is all you want. Accuracy substat. What's the best relics? You kind of want triangular gemstones on Marius. So anything that can give you triangular. Erethi's Comet, Stormcaller, Cat's Gaze, and the new Mad Hatter one is better. So, come on. What are you doing? So, like right now I've got him in Stone Skin. Okay, I've got him in Stone Skin right now because I'm using him for Arena. The other option is like perception, like pinpoint here. This pinpoint option is pretty good because pinpoint will give you 20 accuracy just with one piece, and I got a 30, so I'm getting 50 accuracy here. Now it doesn't necessarily beat this piece because I've got also an attack, right? You can see straight away the best amulet that I have for him right now is the first amulet. Now I could pick this and get 15% more crit damage, but again, do the math, okay? Every 3 accuracy is 1% crit damage. So if I pick this, I'm sacrificing the opportunity to get this, right? If I had this right now, I swap that over, I would lose 49 accuracy. But if we do the math here and we go, okay, well, 49 times 1.5, that's 73, 73.5 divided by 3. I could get 24 crit damage. So 15% crit damage from the set is not better than this one up here by not being in the set. And likewise here, I would lose... This one's not so bad. I would only lose a little bit of accuracy. I would lose a little bit of accuracy. But I would lose more attack because this has got 48 attack. That's only got 20 attack. So it's an interesting way to build Carnage because you're always looking at these little things of, well, you know, when you convert the accuracy back into crit damage, it's surprising that some pieces look better than others. What? Oh. The cat wants a treat. Want some of these, Joe? Sleepy now. Now, ideally, this would be a feral piece because it's the highest density accuracy you can have, which is accuracy substat rolls with crit damage with a feral piece. Like if this first amulet here was feral, we'd basically be having one amulet that gives us, was it 83 plus 6, 89, 99 accuracy. That one amulet there. I'll see, I don't know. I have to do a Chimera run, so we will do some sort of Chimera. To be honest, timings-wise, I might just have to do... I just might have to do my normal Chimera run, get the key in, and do it another night. It gives me an opportunity to build out Gwendolyn and Fyna and try it out. Like, neither of them are booked. Actually, Gwendolyn might be booked. I don't know. I might have booked Gwendolyn. Let me have a look. Can't remember. Oh, done. There we go. I can't remember if I booked Gwendolyn. No, I haven't, see. So, to be honest, I'm theory crafting this team, and I can't even run it because the cooldown's just too high at the moment. You know, I'd need all the legendary books. So, but to the point, for example, just to give you an idea how strong I could build Carnage, if I went for this build here, and then I basically went for a ring, like, if we actually did proper damage here, and I was like, okay, get rid of that, make it accuracy, and go for this, and then we want an attack ring with attack percentage, and then we want to sort it by the highest attack percent. Oh, actually, we should go with the Pinpoint Amulet. This ring immediately makes me think we should go Pinpoint Amulet because we would get 5% more speed. Maybe not important. 5% more speed is what? 5 speed? Actually, it's not important, but that is the best ring. By far, Pinpoint is the other option if you haven't got Feral, because you can just go and get more. So this would be like the highest density stats I could get on the accessories. The sets are not great, but it would give me the highest density. So if we then went to the optimizer, we're like, okay, well, let's just make sure we get all the different stats we want here. Right? We don't need sets. We don't care about sets. We care about stats. And if I basically said, give me really good stats here. I want this. Let's just assume I get 7%. Let's push it up. Push the glyphs to the limit. How strong can I build him? And this will shock you. Oh, it's 10% speed. Ooh, might be worth. Or it might be worth. We'll have a look. It might be worth actually putting the other one on. Who will be a dual target in terms of crit damage? It will probably be Fyna. Yeah, probably Fyna. Let Fyna die. Bring her back. Yeah. And this isn't even the best on, because what we can actually do is say, we wanted accuracy, attack. This is the one we said we were going to use. Right, because that gives us more speeds. Yeah, but then you lose access to her abilities, Seastein. So you can't actually use her A3 and her A2 then, which is annoying. So. Yes, we are improving them though, track media. There you go. Here's a build. That's like if I pushed it to the absolute peak power and didn't care about saving pieces for the stats or anything like that. You can see, look, it's prioritizing Feral because it's like, hey, I can get some accuracy, push it into the damage. So we're talking a 573 accuracy, 291% crit damage, 10.6 thousand attack. If we actually went and said, hey, let's go full. Let's go full. Let's go absolute maximum build. The highest possible build we can get. And it's only a 3-star blessing. We can simulate this, right? I can bring the boss killer calculator back up. That we were building the other day. It's actually changed slightly now. The attack's gone down because it's found another piece. It's put 2 pieces of zeal in. It's actually said, hey, I can find 2 pieces of zeal for you. That'll give you an extra 12% damage bonus. It's randomly picked a reflex piece. It's actually kind of stupid. It's got rid of 3 pieces of feral. Right, so if we actually said, took this build, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically put it into here. I'm going to say 2. Accuracy is 538. And critical damage is 2.52. Okay, 2.52. Now, here's the thing. Then 0.3. Okay, so, right, this is the kind of craziness we can get. So this is his build right now at 3-star. Okay, 3-star build. So if we were to basically have no buffs, right? Let's see. This is what I'm saying about how you can scale him. We did this before in another stream, but it's kind of interesting to do it again. I'm going to basically reduce him right down to where he is right now. Okay, so this build's going to have 12% here. Going to have no feral or anything like that. We'll have weaken, right? So this will be like kind of his rough build. No bonuses. We're just going to put debuffs on, so we'll hit 100% ignore defense. With no accuracy buffs. There'll be an attack buff. Makes sense, he would use him with an attack buff. So he should be hitting somewhere in the region of 313 to 382. Okay, this is the damage he should be doing. Okay. Now watch how we scale it. If I just put accuracy buff and crit damage buff, 389 to 476. But here's the thing. What I actually want to do first is go, well, if I was to actually just get a 5-star soul, we would get straight away plus 90. We would get, do you know, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way. Move these down. Say 5-star soul. Okay. That equals yes, then 90, otherwise none. And here we're going to go if that equals yes, then we're going to get 0.45. Otherwise, we're going to get nothing. Okay, so just by adding the 5-star soul, look what happens to his build numbers. Okay, so these go up to 628 and 506. Yes, 10,000 attack. So now, just adding a 5-star soul, we go to 359, 439. Okay, this has gone from 313 to 382. But here's the big difference, okay? When I put the 3 of them together, right, if I was just taking the same build in right now and going accuracy buff plus crit damage, what would we get? We would get 389 to 476. But if I put a 5-star now, it's going to jump quite a bit. Why? Because the stats from the 5-star soul plus the buffs on top of the stats is where this scaling comes from. Because now he's actually running at 641% crit damage. And then we can start layering it, right? So we got Zeal. Okay, let's go and put, like, I don't know. If we put Gwendolyn in Feral, we can get 1, 2... 2 debuffs? 3 debuffs. Okay, so that's... If we put her in Feral, and then who else have we got? Well, actually, we got Riho in the team. So it would be Riho Feral, and Leech, and Decrease Accuracy. So we can get 40% Feral. Right? 40% Feral, because we can get all of Riho's debuffs, plus Leech, plus Decrease Speed, plus Decrease... Actually, no, it's 45%. It's actually 45%. We get 45% Feral. Protection set. Fyna's going to give us 6 buffs. Increase, so we get block debuffs, block damage, counter attack, increase attack, increase crit rate, and increase crit damage. So actually, I've done this wrong. What we can actually do is say, hey, I'm going to have increase crit rate, so drop my speed. Yeah. I'm assuming I'll get it eventually. We can actually drop it because we only need 70% crit rate. I wouldn't do that, but I'm hypothetically posing the maximum build. There we go. Now we've got still 2 pieces of Feral. It's basically given us 566, 313. So there we go. Let's just update this now. So it's actually 3.13. Wait, is it actually 4.13? Well, I think it's actually that. That's fine. Accuracy-wise, we've got 566. And then attack-wise, we're at 10,501. Slightly less attack. There we go. Cool. Now we're hitting for like this much, right? We're scaling. So 45%. Protection set, we're going to give us 6 buffs at 5%. So 30%. Nature's Wrath, he can scale at the moment to 8%. And if we actually had... Arethi's Comet, that can scale to 30%. Right, so let's just assume this is Arethi's Comet. 30%, okay? Some of these things will work, some of them will not. So right now, if I was to stack him out, we're not talking about all the best things, but just from having what he's got right now and putting the stuff in. Because right now he's got Zeal, he'll have Boss Killer. He'll have, Arethi's Comet that goes to 30%. He has 8% Nature's Wrath. We have Weaken. We'll have these debuffs and buffs. We will have a 5-star... Let's assume he has a 5-star soul, but I can always turn this off. Accuracy buff and crit damage buff, because he's going to get all those, and a crit rate buff. He should do 1.3 to 1.5 million. But even without the 5-star soul, 1.1 to 1.4 million. That's the end result of all of this. Now, if he can do that, he can beat Marius. And this is before you start going, well, if he's at a 5-star, and let's just say we don't have Arethi's Comet, but we do have a 15% Nature's Wrath, and we put a Boss Killer on a Cat's Gaze with 2 of the 100% counter attacks, then it's probably more like 2.3 to 2.8. We'd probably just have to compensate this and say, you know, hey, this probably needs to be like a counter attack damage. So we would need to just basically say this times 0.75 because, you know, it's a little bit lower because we're counter-attacking, but if he counter-attacks, he should do 1.7 to 2.1 per hit, right? This isn't total, that's per hit. That's what you should be able to get Carnage to do. And if you can squeeze an extra high elf in, you don't have this penalty like this. It would basically be like... If you can squeeze a high elf in somewhere, I don't know if you could. It's like very difficult. But if you could get it like that. Oh, I would build... Yeah, I'd probably get it to 50 at least. Is Arethi's Comet better than Cat's Gaze? No. Yes and no. No. You're not ignoring it. The reason why it's not pointless. And there's a reason why I'd rather have Cat's Gaze. Okay? Cat's Gaze gives you 2 triangular. Oh, what we didn't do is actually add the stats from Cat's Gaze. I should think about that. Like, the problem with Arethi's Comet is it doesn't give you crit damage. It does give you accuracy, and it does give you attack. And it only gives you 1 triangular. Cat's Gaze gives you attack, crit damage. You lose the accuracy, but you get 2 triangular. Why is that important? Because this is God tier for Carnage. It is absolute God tier. This 1 gemstone is insane for Carnage. Every time he counterattacks, we double the damage. It's God tier. So you want 2 of them because you can stack them. And then we can put this on top. Boss Killer, 10% more damage. That's why it's slightly better than Arethi's Comet, because I get the extra the triangular. And also it's quite nice you don't have to have 10 debuffs. You can get away with 8. So you don't need to run any Ignore Defense sets. You don't need to run Helm Smasher. You can just run what you've got. But what I didn't do was go, oh, but also I gained some stats. Right now, the optimizer doesn't include any relics, so I can add 0.4. I could add plus 204 to his build because we're going to get more. Great. 5-star soul. Cool. Now we're up to kind of like 1.2 to 1.5 million A1s. And we can keep going because we can say, hey, how can we get more damage? Well, If we went to 6-star, right? Imagine you went to 6-star. Well, you could now get Nature's Wrath at 6-star. So let's add that. Hey, what if I add 3 Zeal sets with the same build? If I could get some crazy Zeal sets. Okay, let's add that in there. Now we're up to 1.7 to 2.1 million. So I think Carnage is probably the only one with Tashira that can compete with Marius. But you just have to work incredibly hard to get there. But if you can... yeah, you need to pull a lot. Like I've said, you just need to scale it very, very hard. It's just very, very difficult. But he benefits so much from the multiplier, because if I burn this back down to what his current build is, that I was basically saying that, you know, he doesn't have the Cat's Gaze. He doesn't have the extra attack here from this thing. And we burn it all the way back down. We don't have Nature's Wrath stacked. We don't have Protection set. We don't have Feral. We have 12% Zeal. Boss Killer, you know, we don't have anything off. If I just did one debuff, it would be like 2% here and like 1 to 3% here before I switched form. You know, if we scale it all the way back like this, then he isn't doing as much damage. Teox team. Yeah, but it's difficult to fit him in with all the other debuffs, right? You'd lose multipliers elsewhere. But yeah, you could put a Teox in there and double it again. Right, you could basically do a Teox. It would just be this. This is what Teox would make him do, because it would double up. It wouldn't counterattack, though. It would ally attacks. It's slightly different. So, the best Chimera team is currently, as far as I'm aware, it's like Senna Alaz is the best one. So, but this is what I think could work with Fyna. I'm excited to have Fyna now because I can actually do quite a lot of damage. But I need time to set them all up, basically. Tashira is not the best damage, no. So. Oh, come on. I don't have it. Oh, no. I don't have it. I don't have the... oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is it time to sell the stockpile? Is it time... like... I can get, right now... I can get 93. I need 300. That means I need 207 essence. That is 207 divided by... so I need basically 10,000 coins. I already have 1,000 in the stockpile. I need 9,000 coins. I don't even know if selling all these is ever going to get me there. Like, do I even have it? Let's just first check if I even have it. This is why you hoard all these things. Oh, I have it. It would require me to sell the entire lot. Oh, God. Oh... all right, let's think logically. Let's think logically. First things first. Let's go and look at the list of what we do not need. First things first. Have we done the 1,000 in Curse City? Have I done Finite Hard yet? I have. Damn. Okay, that was annoying. That could have been one. Right. Okay, so. All right, fine. Yes. Ooh, Primal Shard. Did I even complete Alice Chase yesterday? I didn't even finish Alice Chase yesterday. Look. Whoops. I'm going to be a day behind everyone else now. That's not the end of the world. Okay, so let's just do a little check here. First things first. What don't we need? Well, we don't need 2 Androx. We don't need 2 Sequrons. So that can go. Straight out the bat. Legendary wise, we're not going to need... I have a Lugan, I'm not going to need it. I hate selling legendary souls, though. I really do. I'm never going to use Supreme Aethel, so she can go. Let's have a look down here. I mean, the rares don't give you an awful lot. They give you 2 essence. Right? So, like, in terms of the big stockpile right now, 6 stars would be the ones to look at. I could trade in my 3rd Whisper 6 star, but I couldn't do that to her. These would be ones to sell. Probably. These just don't give you anything. It's not really worth it. Probably the Faceless. Probably the White Bear. Probably the Dur the Hungerer. And probably him. So that gives me 3,000. And I need 9,000. Right, that's the thing. So Androck, I obviously don't need 2 of. I don't need him. I don't really need another 4-star Mikage. I've got so... if I get another Mikage, I might build it, but, you know, you can get the... It's like the 3rd soul I've got, so I could get rid of that. Straight off the bat. Noct and Thea could go. I would never use her. Tyrant... I don't have him. So I could just ditch. I'm never going to need a Lugan. Okay, so that's 4,000. Right, let's do White Bear goes. He goes. I mean, I've got 2 Dur the Hungerers there. Okay, so that gets us to 5,000. What else do we not need? Let's have a look. Faceless can go. Let's get rid of some of these the 5 stars. Like, the thing about the 4 stars is they don't give you, like, they're useless, but they don't give you much points. Right? Look, we get like 12. It's not going to help. 5 stars are a bit better. We get 100. I'm going to have to get rid of more legendaries. Oh, man. I hate selling legendary souls because you never know when you need them. This is like... everything in my body is pained right now. It's in agony. No, I need 9,000 with that. Because if I sell... Well, actually, how much do I need? I have 90... I have 67. Right, I have 67 right now. I need 300. So, we need 300. 67 is what we've got. So, I need to basically get... 233. Okay. So, 233 times 50 is 11,000. Now, that is a lot, but I do have 1,000 already. So we could say, okay, well, 1,100, yeah, 1,321. That gets me closer. I still need 10,329. So I need 10,000 out of my soul collection. I could yeet the mythicals. If I'm being honest, I could yeet the mythicals. Like, these 3 for sure definitely are going to go. Noct and Thea can go. Lugan can go. Tyrant can go. Supreme Aethel can go. Because even if I get them, I'm probably not have any use for them. I do have 2 Nocts. I've not awakened him. I have a Thea. I've not awakened him. So that's immediately what we can do. We can get rid of the Durs. We can get rid of... White Bear. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of Faceless. I've already got 6-star Man-Eater, so we don't need that. That's a luxury at this point. Burgoth. That gets me 5,000, but they're only halfway. Like, if I really want to do it, I'm going to have to sell more of these top stuff. Like, I'm going to have to sell some of these other mythicals. Like, probably Ophidius is going to have to go. Because even if I get him, where would I use Ophidius? That's what I need to think about. Even if I get him, where would I use him? Not anywhere in particular. Siegfried, I should absolutely keep. I'm not going to get rid of a 5-star. Same as Arbeus, same as Lazarius. Commodus, arguably, you could get rid of. Gizmak, no. Calamitous, possibly. In terms of legendaries, I would want to keep a Foley, but just because he can do things that not a lot of champions can do. Anethwe can block revive, but it's not major. Ethos is a bit old school, but can still hit hard. Genzin, I've got him, so that's a bit of a factor. Kira the Watcher, I could get rid of. This is killing my soul to sell stuff that I need, that I know I might need in the future. I mean, the 5-star epics are not going to give me an awful lot. That's the problem. I'm still so far behind. Because even if I sell this, I'm going to be 3,800 behind. Well, it's because it's not worth anything. Look how little it gives me. It gives me like 12 of the coin. A lot of these are 4 stars, and even the 5 stars are only going to give me 100. So the 5 stars maybe, but the 4 stars basically don't give you anything. So you might as well keep hold of the soul, because the soul is worth more than the things. So if I'm going to do it, I have to get rid of more of these. Calamitous is going to have to go. But even then, Calamitous is only giving you a couple of hundred. It's really the 5 stars and above that are really going to sell it. Like the Androck would give me a lot. Right? Androck would give me a fair chunk. It's near enough 1,000 coins. But it would mean selling 2 Androcks. Unfilter the 4. I hate that it resets the filter. I really hate that it resets the filter. You know, if I sell everything here, if I sell all my 5 and 6 stars, what would I get me? Let's just see. If I sell all the 5 and 6 stars, I can do it, right? I can do it if I sell all the 5 and 6 stars. It's not like I can't do it. I'm just struggling. My hoarding sense, like, you'll see what I mean. Like the rares. Look how little the rares give you. If I was to sell all the rares, because the rares are arguably you don't need. But look how little it gives. It's not insignificant. But basically all 60 souls give me the equivalent of 1 6-star legendary. It is a legendary save, but the legendaries are not that good. Right, so let's just do it. Let's be brutal about this. Okay, so first things first. Mythicals. I was ruining this day. I've been trying to rebuild it. We're going to get rid of that. I think we get rid of that. We get rid of that, because I already have her. And we get rid of one of those. That's pretty good, I would say. Because even if I get rid of the rares, I still need to get rid of these. You want me to do epics? Okay. Why is there not a select all button? Clear him. Oh, we can't do the whisper. I refuse to sell a whisper soul. I don't care how good Marius is. We will never sell that whisper soul. 4,000. Yeah, we'd never sell the Whisper Soul. Even if I have 2 6 stars, we want a third one. And to be honest, I don't think there's any characters here that I would be super, super fussed about having a soul on. The only one that might come to mind is like Lady Annabelle with a few things, or like maybe that one is just worth keeping just because she can be useful for a few things. And I would say maybe the White Bear is another one to consider, but Lady Annabelle probably. Yeah, but 6-star Marius is a massive game changer. Like, 6-star Marius is huge. Like, we're talking 6-star Marius is my most used champion in the game. He is the best champion in the game. He is probably worth more than... Like, if you basically said you need to give up Calamitous and you need to give... I would even say potentially, if I had to trade a 6-star Marius for a Siegfried, I probably would. He's that good. I would probably say he's better than getting a Siegfried. It's probably going to be Crushing Rend. Like, straight up. My hoarder in me is making this hard. This is like... This is the worst experience. Someone who hoards souls... I'm sitting here going, but I might want to make a 5-star for content, or I might want this for something else. I might need a 6-star. And I'm like, this is brutal. This is like the hardest thing for me to do. Because I know how good Marius is, but I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you know, I might need a 5-star Kunoichi for something, or like I might need, like, it's so bad. All right, done. I didn't do it. It was horrible. It's horrible. Okay, epics are done. Let's do the mythicals. We don't need Androck, we don't need this, we don't need this, and we don't need that. Straight out. Okay. Next thing. Let's just do a quick sense check where we're at. 210. I need 90 more. That was hard. I feel like I need to go to emotional support. It's annoying because I got a lot of these useless souls, but they're not going to help me. And I'm not going to yeet some souls right now. Oh, okay, we're yeeting one. We're yeeting one. I don't care. We're yeeting one. That's worth every ounce of gold for a little bit of that. Okay, that was 6 more. 216. Okay. How much more do we need? So we have 216. We need 84. Okay. I'm calculating on a spreadsheet on the side. 84. Okay, 84 times 50. We still need 4,200. All right. I feel like we're going to have to get rid of Thea, and we're going to have to get rid of Noct. I haven't done that, no. But I feel like Thea... I feel like we're going to have to get rid of Thea and Noct, regardless. Because we're still 4,000 points. Even if I get, like, 10 essence, I'm still, like, 3,000 off, or whatever it is. Like, 3,500. And I think Lugan goes as well, yeah. Right. We'll just do this quickly. Oh. Yeah, rares are basically another 1,000. We could sell a bunch of those. That I probably will look at. By the way, this is why you hoard souls. As much as everyone you say, why the hell are you hoarding souls? Because I held off, I have the opportunity to do this. Whereas if I converted them straight to coins, I would always have that temptation of, maybe I should just burn all those for Eternal Soul Stones or something like that. So by hoarding all these souls, I have the ability to do this. Most people would be like, I'm never going to get an extra 200 plus essence. I can do it. You'd keep the Madam. The Madam's gone. Gramps, you're behind on stream. The Madam is gone. She is out of there. The thing is, for 6-star epics, really all that matters is damage. Because you can't get access to things like Polymorph and more important blessings as an epic, but you can get access to like Crushing Rend and Cruelty. So for someone like Madame Ceres, all she's really gaining by being at 6-star stats, and I can outweigh it with gear. Right, yes, you get a little bit of speed, don't get me wrong, but, you know, it's probably not worth it for an epic support. And she's not ever going to be nuts in Cintranos, because that's the only thing I always think about is like Cintranos with these epics. I'm always looking at, okay, if I have a 6-star soul for this champion, is it pretty good for as an epic in Cintranos? Ceres doesn't really come up a lot, to be honest. She doesn't come up a lot. Whereas, you know, someone like the White Bear was the one I was considering more, because I'm like, those bears sometimes are very, very useful. I have never rebuilt it, James, honestly. I've never bothered, because I don't really run Iron Twins all that often. I run it on a Sunday, and I often, like, I'll wake up in the morning, and I'll put it on, and I'll come back on a Sunday, and it's done. Mind you, I don't think we're going to get round to Chimera testing, because I have a hard stop in 10 minutes. I'm not going to get Eternal Essence from this. I know I'm not. But it's like really late for me, and I'm trying to set a better principle for myself. I'm basically trying to set a better principle that I'm not up on stream until like 4 in the morning. I know it hasn't been the case, but I really need to stop doing that. So... Oh, you... Game! Plarium, honestly, you... No. Not the silver one. Not the silver one, come on. Like, seriously. That's the stupidest idea. Why is it round form? Well, I was a strong believer of that, and then I pulled Fyna, and I'll probably be the one that's like, oh yeah, it's not that much of a problem anymore. I'm so glad I powered through those ones. Those were horrible. I actually, in the end, I bought keys per day to get those essence done. It was brutal. And I feel like those missions are all about how lucky you get on a Sunday. If you happen to get some, like, immortal essence on a Sunday, you're just like, you're loving life. But if you don't, you're not, effectively. $52 more lessons on one set. Exactly, Shooter. It is literally all about how your RNG rolls on a Sunday. I know when I did it, I basically got nothing on Sundays for like the entire time. I finished it, and then the next 2 Sundays, I got like 25. I'm like, are you serious? So it was brutal. Me and GV were basically going for a bit of a speed run, and so far every single time me and Me and Jimmy have done speedruns. He always seems to win by just a fraction. Why Sunday? Because on Sunday, because it's only one day of void, they double the rewards. So normally you would get like 3 to 4 essence per win. But on Sundays, they double it. So you actually could get 7 to 8. So they don't double the probability, but they double the reward. So when I'm saying this, like, it depends how lucky you get on a Sunday, you might actually get the equivalency of like 2 days worth of essence on one key on a Sunday because of the luck, the way that it rolls. Because they double up the reward, basically. Because I think they go, well, you don't get void any other day, so we're going to give you double the rewards on a Sunday. It's the only day that I'd recommend you buy keys normally, right? I sometimes do Iron Twins, but every Sunday I'll always do Iron Twins, and I'll always buy the 150 gems, and I'll always do all 12 keys. See you, Carlos. I will be buying them. I will be selling those coins, don't worry. I'm just trying my luck here. And then what we'll do is I'll go in a Hydra and see how hard he hits in one go. Or we'll go in a Chimera and see how much of a difference it makes. And then I'm going to finish because... need to be a better human being. We're literally seeing Chimera how much ignore defense should matter. It's going to be disgusting, I think. You know, we could be talking like 60 million more damage. It's that kind of tier of disgustingness that it could get to. Pain Eater for Iron Twins. I have no idea what Pain Eater does. Oh, that team. Don't know. I mean, it's not as important anymore since they nerfed the bosses because they nerfed the bosses, so it's much easier to kill them now. But yeah. Serial Sniper. I know, right? I ditched them. It's horrible, Derek. Honestly, the biggest problem with the Marius missions is not the challenge, it's the gatekeeping. It's like, oh, you need to beat the Iron Twins when it's Spirit Affinity. And then they always do it in reverse order. And then it's like, oh, you need to get 40 Immortal Essence. And then it's like, the ones that is the grind is that you don't get gatekeeped by is getting the chess pieces and stuff, like the mythical pieces, because you can just grind that out. But a lot of those Marius missions are like, wait 2 days, do 5 missions, wait another 2 days, do 5 missions instantly, wait another day. You know what I mean? It's like, it's horrible. Siege was super easy. We got match made against someone who just didn't care about Siege. They didn't even put defenses up half the time, so... yeah, I mean, free-to-play is a bit like that now. You're kind of looking forward on the free... you're looking ahead on the free-to-play to see what potion keeps are going to open up. I didn't really get as much magic potions as I really wanted to, so I'm going to have to wait before I can fully ascend Alice, which is annoying. I mean, I could just make a rank 6 rare or something and do that, but I don't really want to do that, so... nice. Marius is super important. Honestly, I'm not joking when I say Marius is the best champion in the game. He's better than all the mythicals. Some people might argue or disagree for different contexts. The reason why I say he's the best champion in the game is the only champion that can go into any content. Oh my god, we got 5! We got 5. Yes! That is literally 250 essence saved. Good call, whoever said that in chat. Oh my god, the extent I'm going to. We got 5. We've saved ourselves, like, I don't know. We could have saved ourselves an epic soul. The reason why I say Marius is the best champion in the game is he's the only champion that can go into any content piece and be S tier. So you put him in campaign, he can farm Nightmare campaign. You put him in the potion keeps, he clears them all on his own. He can solo them. You put him in Minotaur, he can solo Minotaur. You put him in Dragon, he can solo the Dragon pretty much, because put him in a bit of survivable, something like he can pretty much solo it on his own. He can go into Spider. I actually can solo Spider 10 hard with Marius. I can solo it. You put him into Fire Knight, he can wave clear the Fire Knight on his own. Doesn't need any help. You put him into Hydra, he's the best damage dealer in Hydra, pretty much outside of a few excess cases, right? For any person who doesn't really push hard, he's the easiest champion to get good damage out of Hydra. He's the best damage dealer outside of Toshiro. And some would argue even with Toshiro in Chimera. He is the best damage dealer. He's a max HP damage dealer, so works in stuff like Shogun and Sand Devil. He clears Doom Tower. He's just the best champion in the game. And I understand that some people might say, well, you know, there are better arena meta champions, and they're correct. There are better champions that are like specific. Commodus is really, really good for bombs, for example, right? You've got Nishak, really, really good for bombs. You've got some... we didn't get it again. You've got some excess cases. But I'm talking about universal usage. Marius is the best champion in the game. He is probably S tier in arena. He may not be the best arena champion in the game, but he is right up there being one of the best. Okay, so now that we've done that, how much are we up to? We have 221. We need 3,950. Okay, let's be brutal. Thea, Lugan, Tyrant, Knocked. 2,750. 2,700 there. Kira, don't need you. 3,000. Supreme Aethel, 3,400. And then we just do the raise. Let's try to be tactful about this. Let's get rid of some of these useless raise. You're never going to get used. Bloodbraid's quite good for specific things. Like, I don't even have an Aethel. I got 2 of those. Don't need that. Wretch, I don't need. I need to get 250 more here. Gator, this. You can go. I don't even know what you do. You're terrible. We're getting closer. How much do I need? I need a bit more. Harris Specs can go. You can go, you can go, you can go. You can go. Right, let me give you an idea of why I'm saying this is crazy. Okay, we'll take it to Ultra Nightmare. This is the team that I ran in Ultra Nightmare. Okay? This is how big this change is going to be. Just to show you why I'm like, this is going to be nuts. I'm just going to run it. I'm going to destroy the defense very quickly. We need to do like, I think 3 newts. So we just need to do like 3 newts. I should have done a reflect there. Come on. Let's hoping for some... Okay, no, I think he's going to finish with the defense destruction, or I think he might do one more. Save that. Speed up. Reset it. Okay, so... this is what a Marius can do when you get a full 5-star. Okay? Put increased defense on just in case. This is what we're talking. 1.1, 1.2, give or take, right? 1.1, 1.2. That's what we're talking. It's going to cost me a lot of gems to do this, but it's worth it. Now, Awaken, Marius, 6-star. First things first, we just get 10 speed. Or was it 15 speed? Straight out the bat. 15 speed. Change Blessing. Straight over, Crushing Rend. Choose. Crushing Rend. Watch this. Same difficulty tier, same team. Don't need cruelty, I got Newt. He's staying in Crushing Rend. It's too good. 3. Do you see we already hit 1.2 mil? And we haven't even decreased the defense yet. 2. Yeah, no gems. I thought I'd already switched him. No, if she extends the debuff, it's not hers. It has to be her that... She has to be the one that places it. We're already at 1.4 million. I've not even hit the cap yet. I still have more defense to destroy. No, I don't need him in cruelty. Just more ignore defense. Doesn't hurt. Like, where ignore defense matters, you need it. So, like, Hydra in here. 1.4 millions. We're still not stacked up with the destroy defense. All right, I think we got... I think we're there now. Pretty much. Then we need one more A3 and we're good to go. Okay, save that. All right, let's do the test. Full health. Full blast. Ignore defense. To end on a high. 1.3. 1.5. We just went from 1.2 to 1.5 million per hit. So if we do that 3 times, that's 2 for 600,000 more damage per A2. Oh, one sec. What? You had a cat cam. Sorry, someone was at the door then. You had a cat cam. Did you enjoy the cat cam? Right, she is there, look. What up, cat? Chilling. Cat cam. See, I said you'd get a cat cam with this new setup, and there she is. Wait. There you go. But there you go. Just turn my face off, right? That's the difference. Okay. So now when we actually put it into different content areas, it's like, you know, in Hydra, how much damage are we going to hit there? It's kind of obnoxious now. I don't even know where to put it. Like, how much is it going to do in an event dungeon? Nice, 66. Congrats, Derek. Oh, this is one of those situations where we might lose because I didn't get a fear, but we still won. It's fine. He kind of just ripped that into a new one. It might mess up some of them, but he was low enough that it wouldn't matter. Like, I'm basically nearly killing her without needing another max HP hit. Like, that's how much damage he's doing now. I'm basically killing her, and I don't even need, like, Newt's max HP round 2. Because the Slayer procs are firing. And I'm able to do more true damage. Obviously, these bosses are not going to always count because it's caps. But, like, certainly, like, when you push through this... Like, look how much damage this does. Just two-shot the wave. Oh my god. He used to, like, three-shot this wave. He just two-shot it. He's just two-shot in the wave. We got his 6-star Sol Pico. He literally just two-shot the wave. Okay. I mean, he just did 300,000 A1. He did 300,000 A1. Like, can he just, like, clear this wave now without Seer? Let's find out. Can he just, like... Can he just do this on his own? Or nearly. I mean, he's not far off. Oh my god. He's just a little... I'm uncomfortable by how strong this is. He just, like, just... Okay. Right. Let's just try this one more time then. Dragon 10 hard. We don't need you anymore, and we don't need you. Let's just put Marius back in, and all we do is basically say Marius, like, kinda open, don't use. First. Open, don't use. First. Open, first. I need to check their other abilities. We We do need to roll a few luck, but like it would absolutely help him to open A3 here instead of A2 to get some more damage. So I might change it around because he will benefit from the increased defense on the wave. I don't need Theodore. Just take Theodore out. Let's just see. What does he do? Just don't do anything. What does this even do? I don't know. Don't do that. Oop. Cool. I might just make him open because he will benefit from and then just open with that one. He'll benefit from the increased defense, see? It'll do more damage. By the way, this is the hardest wave in hard dungeons, these two. She didn't die as quick. These are the hardest waves in the dungeon. The hard 10 dungeon ones. It's not as quick without Theodore, but it's less turns. I mean, does he even need Ruach? Can I just do this? Oh, he nearly died though. He nearly died. I mean, come on. Okay. To be fair, the extra turns nearly killed him there because he was actually taking too many poison damage. All right. Do you want me? I think he'll die in Ice Golem, but we'll try it. I think he'll die in Ice Golem, but you never know. Well, that wave didn't last very long. That wave didn't last very long. Yeah, he's gonna die in Ice Golem. But, I mean, he cleared the wave. Yeah, he's already kinda soloing Spider 10 hard. He almost one-shot the boss. He almost one-shot the boss. Like, you literally almost just one-shot the boss. What the hell? Okay. Right. That's the thing. I haven't even got Cat's Gaze on him yet. Okay. So right now he's rocking this Scroll of the Unseen because it just gives him a bit more bonus damage, right? It just gives him a bit more bonus damage. But when I get Cat's Gaze, I get 40% crit damage. I say when because, of course, I'm going to get it because I'm going to get them soon. I mean, he's already... Holy crap, he's so broken strong. He's like 276 speed now. I haven't even crafted my latest Slayer pieces either. I've still got all these to craft because I missed it in CVC. So I could potentially make his build strong if I get lucky. Yes. Oh, if Seer was a little bit stronger there, we would have a 10-second farm. The thing about these dungeons is you don't get as much. Where it's really going to matter more than anything else is Hydra, because he's not going to get penalized by the AoE penalty as much now because he's going to be doing true damage. Not that it really matters anymore because who cares about Hydra, but... I mean, can he? Can he? Coming in. Let's see what he can do. Wow, that wave died. I might die from the poisons. Okay, if we didn't get poisoned to hell and back, that would have been fine. But we kind of extra turned ourselves. Oh, there we go, look. Well, that wave died. That's floor 71 hard. How many turns do they get? That was kind of annoying. They got 100 turns. Okay, so Doom Tower's a little bit harder for him. But that's just because, you know, I mean, he's trying to solo Doom Tower hard. I don't even think he's got... He doesn't have Whirlwind of Death, so he doesn't really benefit from stuff like that. But, I mean... He kind of just, like, wrecked some of these. He just needs support with him. It's like... Should we see if he gets banned? He's probably going to get banned straight away. At least my Mikage might not get banned anymore because now I can do this. I literally qualify as a Kraken now. Or we got to show it off a little bit. It's fine. Yeah, he pretty much clears normal Centranus when he's compatible for me, which is like 60%. This is kind of annoying. I think we're gonna go with. Let's try a little bit of buff stripping. I'm probably gonna go second. Who do I take out? I can't really win the speed race. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to let me have Marius at 6-star, are they? They're going to ban it every single time. The Master is all about how good your resistance gear is. If you can resist, she's very, very strong because she'll make you get a turn. I mean, 5-star the Master is what I want more than anything else. You might not. Good to know, everyone. Let's just take out one person. Well, we might as well try and give him a turn. Maybe we get lucky. Oh, we got lucky. Odin's dead. We got lucky. And now he can't do anything. And he's going to die. That was always a risk. But it's fine. I'm gonna kill her too quickly, that's the problem. I'm probably gonna kill her too quickly. She's squishy. Yeah, I'm gonna kill her too quickly. Sucks. She's gonna revive everyone. And then he's gonna revive. I'm gonna lose because I used A3 when I shouldn't have done. Otherwise, I'd have been fine. That was frustrating. I'd have won otherwise. I just didn't have the block passive skills back in time. Made a mistake is all. Had I used A2 on Taras and just used the A3 on her, it would have been fine, but I didn't know if I would kill the Taras, and I totally just killed the Taras. But no, Lamasu is really good because Lamasu gives you access to incredible turn meter control and the ability to counter lockouts. So as long as she has enough resistance, you can use her to counter the lockout. So what I mean by that is, Crixia locks you out, she resists, she gives you a 50% turn meter and resets your DPS, so you can use it on whoever you want to regain control of the fight. Plus, she's immune to polymorph, so she doesn't need to go into intercept, which means you can build her in 9 out of 9 supersonic if you can build it that way, which converts her 50% turn meter with an extra 30%. If you then put like the journal, the relic, that's another 15%. And then if you put like the right setup, you can really boost that up to like an 80% turn meter boost. It means you can just circumnavigate the lockout and going second, regain control, take control of the fight and win. But it depends on how you build her, right? You need to build her well. Her passive is really, really, really strong in the sense that, oh yeah, it's 30%, you're right. Her passive is really strong because you get turn meter reduction every single time you debuff and you drop the enemy's axiom resistance. So it really helps stabilize your team. It's something I notice in Chimera a lot. It's a great passive. It's a really good passive. I'm going to have to ban the Shuzhen here because of the banner. Because you get about 100 axiom resistance reduction and you get a turn meter drop of 5% every time she debuffs. I've also put the other thing you do is put the Orb of Transfixion on her, so she A1s and then she AoE steals. I've actually had a situation where I used Mikage's ally attack and stole someone's stone skin from the Orb of Transfixion. I'm never going to get this Marius through now. That's the only problem when you get a 6-star Marius. It's like, it's permabanned. Someone might let it through, but they never will. The only good thing is, because it's permabanned, my 428 speed Mikage is now not permabanned. Which means that I can do stuff like try to steal this like that. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate. I can. This is a cool thing. See, this is what I can do now. I can force my team to win. Yeah, I can force my team to win. Now I might not still win because Narcissus might just one-shot me, but her A3 allows me to force through. So I'm probably just going to lose because I didn't manage to freeze the Narcissus. I got unlucky. because of Ancora's passive. Like, Narcissus is still really, really strong. But, I mean, you know, if Carnage can turn around and get a turn, maybe, but I doubt it, because they just got too many revives. So that was more Ancora countering me than anything else. But that's what she can do. She can circumnavigate. If you can kind of, like, freeze, get a kill. Problem is, Ancora's passive with Narcissus is just too good. And then, obviously, I don't have a revive, so there's no counter to it. Normally, I run Noelle. Had I been able to kill the Ancora there, we would have had a chance, but... Well, I mean, you would think a 6-star Mikage would be also a permaban, but he's just going to ban him now all the time, probably. The other really, really important thing about Lammasu is she's a 24% all-battle aura. It's very hard to find an all-battle aura for you to use. So that's the thing. Oh, she stole my own Lammasu. Okay. Oh, and a dwarf. This is interesting. I'm gonna have to pivot completely here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with you. And I think I'm going to go with Noelle. Double revive. I've stopped using Ancora, and I'll tell you why. She kind of struggles into Marius a lot. I know I pick Marius, but I've kind of fallen out the habit of using her. Armand's. Oh, he took my Noelle. Interesting. Interesting to take Noelle. That's an interesting ban. This person's confident. Okay, so I win this race. Let's see how much damage we can do to this Lammasu. Lamasu's dead. Let's do a bit of a boost. Let's see what we can do. Okay, we got rid of 1 stone skin. We're going to get locked out here. That's fine. Only thing I'm worried about is this Frolny taking a turn. She can't do anything. She's got Enfeeble. This is the guy I'm worried about because he's gonna one bop someone. Oh, and he stole the freaking stone skin, didn't he? Alright, let's just get some control. Okay. Game. Game. It's gonna revive. She's gonna turn around and reset him. I think I've got control though. Because he's got Enfeeble now, he can't do anything. I ain't gonna save you, mate. Okay, well that's kind of annoying now. I protect wakes him up, but can't really do much about that. Well, Marius did a number on him. His speed decreased, but I mean, it's not that big of an issue, though. It's not. Well, I mean, this is not that big an issue. It's 10% turn meter, or was it this passive here? This. It's 10%, but you have to at least put them under freeze, right? Normally, the bug happens because she uses this ability, and the freeze, even if there are no dead allies, she places the freeze kind of thing. That's the bug. But you still have to use the A3. Right? Don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the bug. Well, it's not turn meter decrease. It's speed decrease. That's difference. The stat is reduced. It's not decreasing turn meter. It's decreasing the stat. So... Really? It shouldn't be that much. It's 10% speed. So if you're at 400 speed, it should be a 40 speed reduction. It's 10%. I mean, it's a lot at 10%. Don't get me wrong. They should fix the bug. But I wouldn't have thought it's that big a deal. But maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, of course it's a lot. But I'm saying is it should only be when there's a freeze. But I guess maybe I just don't understand the bug enough. But, don't know. I mean, I suppose we can always try it. Oh, we haven't got a key. I wonder what else you can do. So you can pretty much solo everything. Yeah, everything left here right now is everything that Marius can't do. Otherwise, he would clear it in one shot, you know? These are all stages that I've left that I'll just, like, I'll get to it at some point when I can bother to press auto. But on normal now, it is kind of like, you know, Marius leads the way. If Marius can do it, we just do that. I think that's what the relics are for, Seastein, is to basically solve that problem. It's just like, he's just A1 one-shot in everything. It's... Marius B, what Marius B? I mean, it's not way worse the higher. It's the same equivalency. It's just that you experience more loss. So, like, if you're at 500 speed, you lose 50. If you're at 300 speed, you lose 30. You're losing the equivalent same issue. The point you're making, though, is you feel it at higher speed because the volume is greater. Yeah, I do understand. But you're losing the same equivalent amount of speed, whether you're at 600, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. I doubt it. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. I can't imagine. So, yeah. Anyway, I still need to do my Chimera run, but I'm going to have to do that off stream to get my hard run in. I might just run this team now and see how strong it is. Although, I do want to get a trial in here or there, but I don't know what to do. I might just run this one last time this week and just see it run through and just... and look, next week we'll redo the Chimeras and bring Fyna in, so... Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We managed to achieve a 6-star Marius. I guess I know what tomorrow's video is going to be. I'm going to have to do a video on, oh my god, I just pulled the greatest thing in the world. And we still have 133 souls left. So we didn't lose too much. Oh, I see, if I could sell the 2 stars, it would have given me some points. But, I mean, we've done all right. So, yeah. You know, when we get Cat's Gaze and we can add to the pile of awesomeness, right? We're hoarding this up. I want to just basically do a massive End of Alice event, summon every mask that I have and see how many we can get in one go. So I've literally been tracking every single event, where I finish in tournaments and how much I've earned and how much you could have earned. Because what I want to do is evaluate, thinking that this might happen again, how accessible did they make these relic event tournaments, which in isolation is very difficult. So I want to do it all in one go. So that's what we're going to do. But yes. Anyway, have a nice evening, everyone. I will catch you all in the next stream, which is probably hopefully going to be Friday with no delays, and I will be earlier. That's the plan. See you later.